And I'll say it again, he loves this.
It's like deja vu. Hey, it's a tune, this.
You're like the world's shittest game show host. At your own jingle.
There you go. Had enough, yeah?
Yeah, you can fade me out now.
Fade out. There's no...
You fade that.
There's no...
You can't do it that blunt.
Hold on a minute.
And there we go.
There you go.
That's a much more professional outfit now, isn't it?
And I thought this was supposed to be my first podcast that I've ever done.
Is this your first podcast?
I think he is actually, to be honest.
Maybe your last.
No one ever wants me.
Who knows?
Been trying to do one for ages, but no one will have me.
Yeah, well, we'll have you, mate.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we need to introduce you. Nobody knows who you are. Well,
Thanks.
people.
None taken.
Well, I mean, does anybody know who you are? Nathan.
I'm a big deal. I've told you this for ages.
In China.
My mum thinks I am. Yeah, really well known. Completely the other side of the world.
Yeah, brilliant. So what is your name, full name, title, national insurance number, probably postcode, squeeze that in there somewhere. And then
I'm throwing your bank details as well, just to be on the safe side.
You're welcome to them. There's nothing in any of it. Mind you, talking of bank details, can I just, I'll introduce myself in a second, but just while we're talking of money, I was watching podcast.
You're not getting paid for this.
No, yeah.
Right, see you later. I was watching podcast number 2.
Yeah.
I just filmed. And we was talking about, or you guys were talking about your house. Okay. When does a house that big become a palace?
Well, this is the thing. This house that I'm in isn't
Massive.
That big.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's a little bit bigger than the old one, and that was small. So this one's a medium.
You say not that big. I did see it.
No, listen.
No, yeah, he's expecting people to have not seen it with their own eyes.
He bigs it up, and it's like, oh, it's 1,000 acres and stuff like that.
More than that. Don't underrate it, Lee. At least it's more than that.
I'm going to be saying this till the podcast's like number 999. It's not even an acre. He says I've got like, what is it? How many acres?
It's half a Cheshire, to be fair.
Right, well,
to be fair, your land probably cuts into Knutsford somewhere, doesn't it?
Anyway, yeah. Well, it probably is on the border, yeah.
Yes, you came all the way here without getting off your own land.
Yeah, that's it. I just come on a quad bike across the field.
At 1,000,000 miles an hour because he's on his own land.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you.
A bold dickhead.
I'm halfway there. I'm a dickhead.
So, when is this about you? Because we're supposed to be supposed to be abusing you.
Yeah, you know. That's why I'm trying to flip it around early on.
Right, can we get back to abusing you then? So you need to introduce yourself because nobody knows who you are, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
I don't know how that can be a nice way, but go on.
No, of course. So I'm Nathan Gerhold. I know what's going to happen here, so I can see they're looking. In fact, I'm a professional stunt driver, and
precision driver,
full-time sex symbol. Model, actor, just driving cars.
Which one are you better at? The sex bit or the driving bit? Or sex in the car?
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, true. What's he better at?
Oh, don't ask me.
You said I was the best you'd ever had.
Oh, yeah. Looking walking around like John Wayne.
In a car, I meant.
Why does it take about 5 minutes on every podcast to get onto something gay?
I don't know. It's every time, isn't it?
Right. Are you actually gay though?
No.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
I was a bit quick. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I was a bit quick to jump on that one. No.
Right. Okay. So something. We've got you on for your stories about just everything because we've been here. So we're at D13 in Knutsford. Mm-hmm. This is your bar with someone else that's nearly as well known as you.
Mm. Well, that's right. He's coming on your podcast, right? So Shane Lynch.
Yeah, he is,
Shane. We've had this place now. About a year.
Yeah.
I think it's been about a year that we've had this place now. So we decided to buy a bar. We ended up, and we'll go through it, I'm sure, but we ended up on the same show. We've been friends for best part of 15 years. And we said, we were on the same show, both presenting a show called My Dream Machine, which I met you guys on.
Yeah. Where we sold the Focus RS.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Sam won that.
He's still got that,
$7.99.
He took it on a track day the other day. We follow him on Instagram.
At least he's using it.
Yeah, exactly.
$7.99 Focus RS.
One ticket he bought. Well, you told us, didn't you? Yeah. One ticket, which is amazing.
Yeah, he was.
So can we swear on this? Sorry,
yeah, you can say what the fuck you want.
I love this. I love it. I'm not used to this. Yeah, this is great.
Well, you're going to be swearing in a minute, or we're going to be swearing because what the fuck? Why the fuck? Right? Did you open a bar in the middle of COVID where you couldn't open bars?
I'll be honest with you. Both Shane and I have partied all around the world, and this was an excuse that we could get somewhere where we wouldn't get kicked out of.
All right.
Normally, you get to a point and they're like, it's either closing orders or you run out of money. This week we're like, oh great, no one can kick us out. We'll stay in. Let's get drunk.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, it's good. But at least you've weathered the storm. And the thing is, for you, you're in a good position because obviously you've got plenty of money in this bar. No one in the right mind surely would open a bar in COVID. Because everywhere was shut. I remember when we come in, you were doing all this place up. It wasn't open, was it?
No, not at all. We didn't actually, because we were filming, when we took the place on, it was probably a good 2 months before we even came into the building, because we were busy filming. Then we came in with the builders. We opened, it was, because of COVID rules, you could only open outside. So we got the builders, all teams outside, got that open. And I don't know, it was only about 6 months ago, we got the inside open. So it's been a real work in progress since the start. And do you know what the problem is? The reality was, we had no idea what we were doing. Neither of us have ever poured a pint before. We were like, this is a great idea. So it was just learning on the job the whole time.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when we come in, Ben asked for a blackcurrant and soda, and you had no idea with that, did you?
I say I'm learning on the job. I still haven't got that far yet. I still can't pour drinks or anything.
Who bought me this anyway? Who got this?
I don't me.
All right, nice one. So you can do that?
Yeah, I can open a bottle.
Oh no, Nathan! Nathan didn't actually get that. What's the lady's name on the bar?
Confession time.
I know,
me right
no, that's
there.
what I do, mate.
Raddy on the bar. She
Raddy,
did that for
yeah.
you,
So she did that. Yeah.
I tried to take something like I can actually do something.
I know.
Here.
I said to Nathan, "What beers have you got?" And he went, "Raddy."
When this goes live, this is where Shane goes, right, I don't want you as a business partner anymore. You can't even open a bottle.
Well, they might not be happy about this bit then. So when does this turn into a strip bar?
Well, as soon as we turn these mics off this afternoon, let's call them in.
You know, you said someone in here is a stripper.
You're going to get me shot. I said, no.
Is there someone? Fucking definitely ain't me, mate. No one would want to see that.
No, it's not a gay strip bar, is it?
Someone who's in here now?
I don't know. I heard someone say before. Oh, was it the Scouse Builder guy?
Yeah, he did. What do you call that? Butler in the Buff or something. Many years. Look at him now. Yeah. It must have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
And one of the girls that works here, she's going to kill me for saying this when it goes out. She started doing pole dancing. She was showing me that she was doing it. I didn't know that was actually like an exercise.
Yeah,
thing. So when I see the
is,
picture on a pole, I was like, oh wow, you're a stripper now.
Yeah,
she took a bit of offence to that.
I mean, it costs a lot of money for the person watching the person exercising, doesn't it? Usually,
yeah, it does. Yeah, I've been in the window the whole time.
Try not to
throwing fivers in.
So is it one of them? Let's move on swiftly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in trouble already.
Really?
So I'm going to end up on an employment tribunal or something. Just being with you guys.
Have you got a HR department?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying that, actually, I was going to tell you boys this earlier, talking to HR department. So I kind of deal with that sort of stuff myself. We got a review on Facebook. And I can't even say it without laughing. Someone wrote in, nice place, turned up with 8 of my friends. Well, the first person I saw when I walked through the door said, I've got an incredibly small penis. We left again. And I was like, wow. And so I know it wasn't me because I'd lie and say it was big. So I'm like, you were definitely in here that night.
Look up, I was there. Although that would have been true, to be fair.
Like, what a review to get of somewhere. I was like, how is that my fault?
Hey, I can categorically tell you he didn't have 8 friends. He's full of shit.
Well, we like this bit, don't we?
That's it.
No, it's not that one, is it? That was it. I'm getting used to the buttons. This is podcast number, God knows how many. He keeps taking a piss out of me.
How many podcasts are you actually in now? I'm up to 2. I've watched. I've been on your second.
I think
I'm a
we've
little
done
bit behind.
6 or 7 now. I think something like that.
We've done 9. This is our 9th.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't listen to him.
Obviously,
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm
know.
at 2, and one of the questions I was going to ask you was, did you ever actually find out what Nick's mum looks like?
Do you know what? No,
we
I
don't
haven't.
actually know.
So Nick's followed us on Instagram. I've already had a cheeky look to see if he's had a picture with his mum.
Nick is
I don't
our
know.
editor for anyone listening, watching.
I don't know.
We don't know, do we? But you said Nick's mum fancies you, right?
Apparently so, yeah.
Apparently, no, he's probably right.
Right.
So we found out. Well, you found out in your own mind that she's dead. She's dead nice.
Yeah, buffer, definitely.
But that's in your own. That's in your own mind, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out.
Well, you have to. If you don't know, you have to sort of use your imagination a bit, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I was watching. And you guys were ripping him about his mum, and I thought, I've got to ask the question. But I'm thinking now, if he edits this, I'm going to end up with a giant dick behind me or something like this. I'm getting stitched up here.
Definitely.
You'll get stitched up either way, mate.
Yeah, can't wait.
Now we portray people in the light that the truthful light.
Okay.
So we know you, and you are a good guy, and you've got some good stories. Do I sound sincere?
Yes,
right.
But
job
I
done.
know that. I know this is the calm before the
this
storm.
Is the calm.
Yeah.
No, because we've been in here a few times and we've spoke to you at the My Dream Machine and stuff, and you have got a lot of funny stories. And this is just about us listening and everybody at home listening to you and your stories. You'll probably be telling us twice, don't worry about it, we won't be bored to fuck or anything like that, because people at home, they haven't heard it, have they? So,
and it's the way you tell stories anyway. It's fucking hilarious.
It's funny, yeah.
You're building me up just to fail here, just so everyone else will be like, these are shit stories like this.
Well, our stories, what we've done on previous podcasts, are just like our life up to now. You're doing stuff that's like people would only dream about. The stuff you're doing with cars, you go all over the world, and the stories about how much you get paid, what you get up to, what happens, getting pissed up and driving on out with Butsy, wasn't it?
Yes. You may have been involved once upon a time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you've got loads, and I don't even think 2 hours in a podcast is enough.
No.
But
honestly, 20 minutes, I'm done.
But we'll try, won't we? We can always come back. Yeah. We can always come back, can't we?
Yeah,
absolutely. You know,
definitely.
Do part 2.
So what I want to know is, as a precision stunt driver, would you say that?
Yeah.
Is it a precision
There's
stunt
a whole
driver?
backstory to this, though. Yeah. This is what I know.
A learning. So you still got your L plates on. You've got stabilizers on the side of the car.
I'm going to jump in on you there, because the backstory to this is so the official title to what I do would be a precision driver. So technically what that means is I do the bits. I don't do the crashing into the wall. I have to do the technical driving, the sliding, and the handbrake turns into parking spaces, all of those bits. Yeah. And the stunt driving is someone that just drives into a wall and does those bits. And I was talking to some guys, as you guys heard earlier, and when I mentioned, I'm not technically a stunt driver, it's a precision driver, it was the worst mistake I'd ever made, because that was the ponziest thing I could have said. Since then, I've had nothing but stick for a precision driver. It sounds cooler to be a learner driver. And it's actually a valid point, so I'm never going to use precision driver again.
Even though that's what you are.
I just did it, and I just did it as well.
So,
cue the comments.
I suppose, I've never asked you this before, but a stunt driver is crashing through a wall. Yep. As long as you crash through the wall, job done, you get paid out, right? Stuntmen get paid more money, I think, as well, did you say? Because it's more dangerous?
It depends on, you get a standard rate. There's a standard stunt rate depending on...
Is that like a day rate?
Yeah, you get a day rate plus adjustments. So depending on the level of the stunt. So if there's something that's deemed more dangerous, if there's a jump, for instance, that's more than what your basic day rate is paying you for doing. So you get adjustments. So one of the things that we always look for, that's great, you can earn a lot more money out of doing adjustments. So a crash, there's big money in that. A rollover, there's more money in that. Jump, there's more money in that. Even driving through heavy water, there's more money in. So adjustments are really good for us guys.
So you basically go there and go, I'll do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, show me it, I'll do it. Yeah. How much am I getting paid?
Yeah. Well, that's what it comes down to, how much you're getting paid, because you're not going to the other end of the world. Well, I suppose you are going to enjoy yourself, but the more money you can make for the more... Because I presume you turn up on set and they'll say, oh, Dave can't do that because he shit himself. He doesn't want to roll over 7 times. And you'll be like, how much are you paying? I'll do it.
Yeah, give it me. I don't mind. If it's enough money, I don't mind being in hospital for a couple of months. I say, like, a lot of the time, if there's a risk of... I don't mind losing some bits as well. Like, I don't use most of my toes. I don't think I've ever used them.
That's what I thought
take them off if there's more money. A few fingers I don't really use. You can use some of them.
You don't pull a pint with them, do you?
I use one arm.
You don't need them to work.
How much? Just cut this one off.
You left or right-handed. Just be careful.
Is it ambidextrous? I'm easy. Which one do I get more money for you cutting off?
But the point I was trying to make with the stunt thing is, I think precision is a harder job, because you've got to be, precise, haven't you? So I presume they say, I want you to do this in a particular way and go through this gap and turn the car around and then go in reverse and do a whatever and then go forward. I mean, that sounds tricky.
Yeah, without sounding like a dick saying it, we essentially get called in when it's something that a bog standard stunt guy can't do, because the stunt guy that's doing the crash through the wall is also the guy that's having the fight scene, that's falling out the window on fire. So he's got a lot more trades than us, if you like. So he's got a lot more skills under his belt, but they're fundamentally, they will be martial artists and gymnastics people and things like that. And driving is one of their disciplines where all we do is drive. So we get called in for the really tricky bits that they will find harder to do. Yeah. But then that makes it much of a smaller network or much of a smaller pool to get work in. So there's only a handful of people that get the call when it happens. And I'm kind of at the bottom of that.
Really? Well, you've had some... Yeah, but you've had some big jobs.
Yeah, do you know, I just got back. That's why I'm playing catch up on your podcast at the moment, because I've just been in Paris filming Murder Mystery 2. So I don't know if you've seen the first one, Netflix, Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler film.
Did you meet him?
No.
Didn't you?
No, it was freezing cold. It was all night shoots. They shut down the Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Elysees, all that.
Yeah.
So it's really like real cool. I'm very lucky to be able to do those gigs. But it was freezing cold. So Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler were doing all blue screen in Hawaii.
Oh,
and
nice.
You can't blame them.
No, that's exactly where I'd be as well.
You just burst the bubble now. I don't want to watch it. I'll be watching it thinking you're full of shit.
It was great. Leading up to it, I was like, this is great. I'm going to be filming with Jennifer Aniston. And I was pretty sure that she'd be sat in LA going, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm going to get to film with Nathan now. And it just never happened. So sorry, Jen, if you were.
Yeah,
I know she's a big fan of Evil GT. They did tell me that. So.
Yeah, good. Pleased to hear it.
One of our 50,000 subscribers.
She's got taste.
They're in there.
Yeah, it's blowing up in at 50,000.
Oh, it's been on that for quite some time now. Right. It has really slowed down. Yeah,
since last year.
Yeah, wait till this goes out and see how many you lose.
We'll gain some off this.
Definitely.
Tell some good stories and then get us big as. Well, the thing is, you're bigging yourself up. You're not bigging us up, are you? I mean, you think we're amazing. Obviously, I get that. You've said that loads of times. But how sincere that is.
It's sincere until the check clears.
Yes, exactly.
No, I'm joking. It's
before Murder Mysteries 2. And you did the first one, didn't you? Did you do the first?
No, didn't do the first one.
No. But before that, you did quite a bit with the Fast and Furious, didn't you?
Yeah, that was. Do you know that's been like the defining point of my whole car career? Do you want me to give you the backstory how it came?
Please do.
Around?
Yeah, hang on. Let me
Crack on.
just get my feet up here.
Here we go. Okay, yeah,
Go for it.
Are you sitting carefully?
I'm ready, me.
Yeah.
So I essentially started driving when I was 6 years old. My dad had a bit of land, and I came home one day and he bought a Fiat 126. Do you remember them little bubble
little
cars?
tiny thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Bought Fiat 126. I remember laughing at it and saying, what the hell is that? I remember bogey green colour, it was awful. And he went, it's yours. And I went, I can't drive. And he went, you will tomorrow. And he padded it all out, got me to be able to drive that. And my dad was a bit of a driver himself. And by the time I was 8 years old, I was doing J-turns, where you reverse flick it round.
Oh, yeah, dead easy then, yeah.
To be honest, I was probably better then than I am now. I should have made my career then. And it kind of led on from there, just doing field. By the time I was 10 or 12, I'd had field cars, so I had a bit of land and was bombing around the fields. And you just kind of pick it up and get starting that young, you just get a basic level of, you understand grip, and it just comes naturally. When I was 16, I went and did one of those, like a red letter day thing, where you go red letter days. And it was an off-road day. And I happened to be with a guy called Ian Wright, who's he's a world champion of sporting trials, which are where they climb wet, muddy hills, and various other disciplines. He's a racer and a rally driver. And I did the day. He was my instructor. And I said, I'd love, I didn't even realise this existed as a job. I'd love to do it. And he went, come along, be our Saturday boy. So I went along, and I was literally cleaning the cars, putting fuel in, helping strap clients in. And they did a lot of rally stuff there. And I thought, I'd love to do build it. And I thought I could do it all at that point. And a lot of the guys that were instructing were from the late 70s, early 80s. They were top rally drivers in those days. And so they're a little bit past it, and now they're just doing some training. And they were like, let's go for it. So they taught me.
Can you mention any names, the ones that are a bit past it?
No, they're all dead now. No, they weren't. I'm winding them up because I know they'll watch this and they'll go mad at me. But no, they were great. And they taught me everything. Even just down to, I got schooled, basically, is the honest answer. I thought I knew everything, and they would just leave me for dust. They'd read picture head to head against each other, and they just smoked me all the time. And I thought, right, okay, I've got a lot to learn. And it just built on from there, and eventually I became full-time working for them, and then you get subbed out as an instructor to go to different, so then I was working for Brands Hatch, Millbrook, all different race schools, stunt drive places, all over the country, instructing. And Fast and Furious I was still doing that up until, just instructing up until probably 7, 8 years ago. And when Fast and Furious Live came out, I saw an audition call for it, and I thought, you know what? I don't want to be that guy that's sitting on the, sitting in the audience watching. That going, I can do all of that.
Do that, yeah.
So I've just got to go for it, and it was very much like X Factor. Went to the first audition, and it's kind of knockout. You wait 3 weeks, you get a phone call, you do another driving audition. You don't know if you've done good or not. Then
right.
Honestly, and it's like soul destroying because you're waiting like 2 weeks for your phone to ring.
So what do these auditions look like then? Do they just stick cones out and say, right, I need you to do some skids around there, do a J turn here, park up into there, and is that what it's like?
Pretty much, to be fair. The first was just in an office, just like an interview,
right.
if you like. So you talk through with a head driver, a guy called Chris Burns, who was love Chris. He essentially gave me my break in this. And and you have to obviously explain. You've got to have some knowledge of what you're doing. So he questions you and actually sees. I'm assuming there's a lot of people turn up to these and they say, "Yeah, I'm a great driver," and they can't actually do anything.
What, the car has 3 pedals?
Yeah, that's what I was like. which one do I press? And so you basically get sounded out on the first one, and he asks you a series of questions. You get a call back. The next one was at rally school, and it's exactly what you said. There's like an arena coned out. So it's all cones, and they give you a routine to follow, and it can be like a minute long, and it's to see how well you can pick up the choreography.
Right. Okay.
Because when you're actually doing a live show, you've got to be, you've got to be able to take in maybe 6 minutes of routine, and then a 50 meter by 25 meter arena. That's a lot of moving about.
Yeah.
And there's 4 or 5 of you in the arena at any point, and you're driving to pyrotechnics, to music, so everything's going
It's got to be bang on time and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
So that's what they do. And so they give you a routine, see if you can pick that up. You drive that routine, so they assess how your driving is. And there's actually a series of judges. So you've got your mechanic, or the head mechanic will be there. He's assessing your vehicle sympathy. If you're kicking the head, if you're kicking his head in a clutch, kicking it all the time, things like that, you're out. You've got the choreographers, and they're assessing you on how you're taking in. Yeah. And then they'll ask you to change stuff. So if you haven't got the ability to suddenly just swap and change, they'll talk to you on radio. So they might say, actually hold a beat, I want you to pull back here, do that. If you can't do that, you're out. And then you've got like Chris Burns, who was a head driver, and he's assessing you on what your driving ability's like. And so you have no idea with all these things. I've never driven to choreography. I've just driven like most people in any kind of motorsport. Anything that I've done, you're driving as a selfish thing. You're trying to beat everyone else. And with this, it's about doing it to make the show look good. Doesn't really matter how you don't want to put in a hero drive. You just got to do it how they want you to do it. So then it went into sorry, I'm going on loads here.
No, go on. It's interesting. I don't know this. I mean, we have only got 2 hours. So let me just put that out. I'm messing.
What time's lunch? So then what they did, I got through that stage, and then we did a final. Was 2 days in the Birmingham NEC, so the Hideout Hall, and there was the top 30 people. I think it was about 2,500 thereabouts, straight over 2,500 people from around the world had auditioned for it. And at this point I was like, I'm in the top 30. I'm happy with that. If I get blown out now, it was a 2-day audition, and at the end of the first day we were doing exactly the same thing. You're just you're driving again, but it kind of stepped it up a level, and you're driving in pairs and everything. And then they said, I'm trying to think how it went now. It was a long time ago. So at the end of the first day, they called us in. All 30 of us are sitting there. They said, if we call out your name, stay here. If not, head back to the hotel. They called out 10 people, and I was thinking, damn, they didn't call my name out. And I was taking back there was a guy from Spain, and I'd driven him to this from the hotel. So I was waiting for him outside to give him a lift back to the hotel. And I thought, you know what, they've all got the gig. That's the 10 drivers they're looking for. And he gets in the car, and it was the most bittersweet moment of my life. I felt amazing, but I felt like such a bastard at the same time, because he goes, I said, oh, so you got the gig? And he said, no, we're all going home. That's it, we're out. And I was like, and he's crying. And obviously I felt like, oh, dude, like, I'm so sorry, that's horrible. But at the other 50% of me is like, good, you lose that, I'm in. Right, so I made it to the top 20. So it was a real awkward twist of fate on that. Got through to the top 20. At the end of the next day, again, you don't know. You're just in the top 20, and I thought, great. If you make it, you make it. Yeah. And then 3 weeks, 3 weeks later, something like that, I got a phone call. You're in. And everything went nuts. The next minute, you're doing these big arenas. There's anything from, 5 to 10,000 people a show. We did a premiere at the O2 in London. Vin Diesel's there. And I'm like, wow, my life's just suddenly taken a whole twist. And then went off tour in Europe, and it was just doing a big arena tour. It's huge.
Fuck Vin Diesel. How much did you get paid for this?
Do you know? I can say now.
Yeah, you can say that.
So first year, it was we were contracted. It was a basic of 50 grand. So you were a paid driver.
Wow,
nice.
And then you got tour bonuses depending on how much you did, and you got PD. So you got 30 quid a day as well. They give you a little card that they take.
Yeah.
Sorry if anyone's going to give out to me and the other drivers that might lied about how much they got. But yeah, it was a basic of 50 grand a year. Yeah. Plus stuff. So, you know what? And everything was paid for you. So
I was about to say your expenses and your digs and your food and all that kind of shit.
Hotel, driver, you name it. You've got a runner that takes you to and from. You never pay for anything. Or your food, there's a catering department. Everything is taken care of. So realistically, it was probably a 70 or 80 grand a year, which is... I became one of the only people on the planet, or one, of a handful of people that was a full-time paid driver. There's not many other people like that on the planet.
Yeah, and just doing something you love doing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
That's a good.
I mean, we're doing something we love doing, but
We don't
fuck
get
all
paid.
for it.
Yeah, we don't get paid that.
Fuck all.
Listen, I wouldn't mind being a pound behind you two boys.
It's him,
let me tell
not
you.
me. Trust me.
It's,
No.
You'd be.
let's get back to that palace of yours.
The thing is, for me though, is if they would have said it's all in, so you're saying about 60, 70 grand. That's what your real world package would be: accommodation, food, all that. But if they said it was 25 grand, you'd probably still do it.
I'd have done it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because you're doing that. That must be. It's an experience for a start. Something to. Well, you're telling the story now, and you enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Money's a byproduct. But if it's a shit job, you'd be like, yeah, I want my 70 grand.
I was teaching at the time for around about 150 quid a day. Anyway, 120, 150 is kind of the basic rate for doing that sort of stuff at that time. And I went to, a guaranteed 50 grand a year and everything paid for, picked up 5-star hotels, people, driving some of the most fancy cars out there, real movie cars, getting to drive those, signed to Universal Studios, performing in front of tens of thousands of people.
That's who was paying you. Universal were paying you direct, or was it an agent?
No, it was paid. So there was Universal obviously owned the brand Fast and Furious. It's their number one brand. And there was a company that set up Fast Live Productions, which paid us. So we were employed by Fast Live Productions, but because we were under the umbrella of Fast and Furious, the brand, we still had a contract with Universal. There's many still. It's more about not bad mouthing the brand. I think it's just brand protection for them.
Fair play. So, out of all the countries that you went to, I'm assuming you went to a lot. Was it a European tour? Was it a worldwide tour? What was it?
Yeah, UK and all of Europe. And I'll be honest with you, as stupid as this sounds, I couldn't even really tell you where I went. I know some of the guys really they know, and some of them have maps up, and and I kind of wish I'd done that. Because I have no idea. People are like, you've been to Germany? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And you know what it is? You're picked up this end, you fly, you're picked up the other end, hotel, arena. Sunday night, there was a rap party. You get pissed out your face, jump on a plane back the next day, and then you're off to somewhere else. Day off, and then you're on a travel day back to the next place. I have no idea where I went. I didn't give a shit at the time. I was living like I thought I was a rock star at this point. I'm doing these arenas and... It's, trying to get all the girls and go, hey, I'm that guy in Fast and Furious. And it didn't work, but that's what I was trying the whole time.
Got to try, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'll try anything I can. Sympathy sex will do.
Well, could you get kicked off this gig? Because if you got pissed the night before, because by the sounds of it, you didn't know where you were going because you were permanently pissed, weren't you, on the planes and stuff like that, getting picked up.
Yeah.
So... I presume you had to be really careful the next day, not being...
Did you get breathalyzed?
I never got breathalyzed, but there was always the chance of getting a spot breath. That they could do that. And you know what? So we had a travel day was, I think off the top of my head, travel day was a Wednesday or Thursday, and then you gigged Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you fly out again on the Monday. So you got a day or so. So Sunday night was the time that everyone would drink because you got a few days off.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know about the others, but I personally never did because I was too worried about... If you have a crash in the arena and it will just be that moment, even if you weren't over the limit or anything, that would be used, they will say it's because you got drunk last night. So I personally didn't. I was a bit of a nun.
Like a breach of contract and all kinds of things, am I right? You're not getting paid, see you later.
Yeah, and you know what? It was the best gig of my life. To me, it was very much like, as stupid as it sounds, it was like being on the X Factor, right? And if you want to be a pop star, you've got all the way through to that and you're on the live shows. Why would you fuck this up through just got a night on the piss?
Yeah, for that amount, it's not just the money, is it? It's like just the privileges doing it.
Yeah.
All right. I presume you were single at the time, so it's a single. I presume it's a single person's because there must have been some women drivers as well.
Yeah, there was 3 girl drivers in there.
Was Jess on it?
Jess was on it. Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah. Do you know? I've just I love Jess. Shout out to Jess actually. So Jess Hawkins, she's love that girl. So she's like a little sister. Jess is probably the person I became closest with on the tour.
Right.
And she was on Mission Impossible, Murder Mystery 2. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I saw her on your Instagram actually. She was there with you, wasn't she?
Yeah, she is great. What a great pilot. And she's just an all-round great girl. So we had such a blast on tour and such a good time, actually. To be fair, I can't tell you any of the stories about what we got up to in France. But
hey, you can say what you want on there, man.
Yeah.
No, she'll kill me.
Why? Can't be that bad.
No, it wasn't.
So did you have a thing with her?
No, God, no.
Jessie's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's...
Do you want me to tell you? Hey, do you want me to tell you?
It's not through lack of trying.
I can say who Jessie's girlfriend is,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, well, to be fair, there's pictures on Instagram of them. But there used to be a fat American guy on the Grand Tour who used to do the fastest laps.
Oh, yeah, I remember, yeah.
With the cannonball hat on or whatever he had. They got rid of him because apparently he was dead slow. And then they got a lady in called Abby Heaton. and Abby Heaton is Jess's girlfriend. So she's now the girl who does all the fastest. The girl, she's the lady who does all the fastest laps on the Grand Tour.
So my next question is: did you have a three-way?
Again, not through lack of trying. Do you know what? Those two are awesome. They're actually a great couple. It makes me laugh because I just like to wind it up because they both race in the W Series. So for anyone that doesn't know, it's like the women's Formula One. So real top level. They're both unbelievable racing drivers. Shit stunt drivers, but no, I'm joking. They're great.
Precision drivers.
Yeah, precision drivers.
They're not learning though. Smashed it.
They're both top racers, but they're racing against each other. So I like to wind it up a little bit where I can and be like, who's faster? Who's better? You go.
Jess, does she drive for Aston?
Yeah. So my understanding of that gig is that she's an ambassador for Aston Martin, Formula One.
Right.
So she takes part in a lot of the media stuff for them. So if Sebastian Vettel's not doing an interview, Jess is, and she spends a lot of time there doing stuff. The honest answer is I don't know the ins and outs of the gig, but it looks amazing. And she's at every Formula One race and doing what she does there, and you know, touch wood, like. Don't even know if this thing is wood.
Plastic.
Yeah. Welcome to D13.
No Spence expired in D13.
No.
Touch wood. We'll see her in Formula One at some point. She's certainly quick enough.
Is she?
Yeah, she's rapid.
We'd love to get her on the channel, and Jess and Abby. I mean, it was literally 10 feet away over there. We was all getting pissed up a few weeks ago, weren't we, for your birthday? Yeah.
Let's not say the number of their birthday.
No.
Big 4-0, man.
Gutted. But they're really nice people, both of them.
Yeah, they're ace, honestly. Yeah, I've had a lot of good times with them. But yeah, like I say, we got shit-faced over there.
We did.
I don't even remember leaving here.
Well, I can tell you what I remember. So the bit that bit of seating just over there is where you were jumping up and down like an absolute lunatic, a man possessed. Yes, getting fucked up.
That does not sound like something I do. I'm a very reserved person.
That was definitely you. Yeah. Definitely.
Talking of that, we should get some more beers in. Let's do that today.
Hey, I'm well up for that. Did you say you brought a bell up with you? Have you got
do you know we should? I'm going to start doing that.
No.
I used to do.
Normally we
must have that sort of stuff, a butler or something that runs around. There we go.
Listen, I'm going to have to get under the table here where your wife throws a bottle at you or something.
Yeah. I'm in the line of sight. I'm the one that's going to get it. Come on.
Right, normally we do about an hour and then have a break.
No, let's go. No,
keep
going.
Need another pint.
Keep it going, yeah.
Yeah, I'm having to keep going.
All right, let's go then.
I've had a whole glass of water here.
I mean, I was nursing this.
Yeah.
That's what we. Have you got any cold ones, by the way? If you come to D13, ask for cold ones. I mean, if I'm paying for this, I'll be well pissed off. Am I paying for it?
No.
All right. Not. Yeah, just bring us another one.
That's why you're getting the warm ones.
It's going in the microwave now.
And do you know what I said to you about the microphone? Because not everybody knows the podcast thing. You know, I said suck the microphone off.
Yeah, you got.
It's like having a beer. Imagine you drinking a beer.
Got to be here.
It's not in a gay way, because we're not into that.
No. You like the gays, though, don't you? Oh, you love the gays.
Do you know what?
He loves the gays. He's just not in that way.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Yeah. You can't meet nicer people than gay people.
No, you can't. That's true.
Because they've got to be nice, haven't they?
That's quite a sweeping statement.
It is true.
It is true. Gay people. I mean, I'm not even going to go on it, but I can't go on it. I can. Anyway, we've had some work people in on the house. Okay. This is about you, by the way. I'm going to briefly say this. Dead nice gay people. And
why is it about me?
And the good. No, don't mean that.
Why has your house been brought into it? I'm well confused here.
Yeah, I'm just saying we're supposed to be doing the Nathan. This is Nathan's day, right? Yeah. Not ours. We're not supposed to be talking about ourselves, are we?
No.
I'm just saying. I love gays.
Although I'm spitting feathers, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, you can't go, can you? Because you're on the podcast. Should we just stop it and then come back in a second?
Yes.
Right. Okay. See you in a minute.
They won't even know.
No, you won't know, will you? Will you?
Yeah. Edit out.
Who knew?
We're back on.
We are back.
Right, so apologies for that short.
Do we do another?
Can do, yeah.
Do another mini one.
Yeah, there you go. That's in and out very quick.
Just note to ourselves, if we want to get through these podcasts in like 2 hours, we need to not do them in bars. Because now we're on our second drink.
Yeah, we
cheers.
are.
Courtesy of cheers.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Thank you very much. I can't believe you're in an Irish bar and not drinking Guinness.
Yeah, I've got to be in the mood.
I'm on the whiskey.
Mm-hmm. You are. You're being good.
Yeah. I mean, it's apple juice, honestly. I was just saying, like,
whatever,
if I start now, let's meet all day. And what are we? I don't even know what the time is. 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Nearly half 2.
Half 2. And honestly, if I start now, I don't stop. Once I turn that tap, that's me going. So, like, listen, you'll find me at 5:30 this evening in a strip club somewhere. Skint.
Sounds like you, that.
Is that all right? Am I close enough?
That is perfect.
Much better.
Perfect. because people. Any like what would you call it? A connoisseur of podcasts,
Right?
know that we bought the best mics.
Yeah.
Because these are.
We don't fuck about, do we?
Joe uses these, I think. You know,
Joe,
your mate, yeah.
Rogan.
yeah, Joe.
He just says Joe. He just says
yes.
Joe like he's like they're like that.
Yeah,
You look a bit like him.
yeah, nowhere.
That's exactly. That might be where the similarities end.
To be fair though, he's supposed to be talking shit, isn't he? So, and I can talk plenty of shit, me.
Yeah, well, don't we know it? You know, it's 200 odd videos of it on YouTube.
Right, so talking about shit. What more stories have you got?
Well, you were telling us about where you didn't know, like you would pay no attention to what country you were in on this tour. So you couldn't even turn around and say, "Oh, I really enjoyed this country because of the scenery and the culture," and because you wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Honestly, I no idea. No, and to be fair, I didn't give a shit either. Like, all I was interested in was going to do, like, driving these cool cars in front of loads of people, and then everyone going, "Oh, this is a great show," and you go, "Oh, thanks very much." It was great for my ego.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That's it, innit? And I'm assuming. I know that you said that you never got involved in any extracurricular activity, i.e. getting pissed before a show or a day or two before a show or whatever. But you must have some stories about some people. You don't have to name them. You don't have to name them because I've got a funny feeling that one of them we know.
Okay. There's one. Do you know what? Let's just call him straight out for it, Butsy. Right? I'm just calling him Butsy. There's no one that would. Anyone that knows who was on that tour will go, "That was Butsy." So sorry about this, Butts.
He's not sorry at all, mate.
I'm throwing him under the bus. It was as soon as we got told we got the gig, we were whisked off into somewhere in a little village called Oakham, which is somewhere near Peterborough, out that way.
Right.
And they put us into these like luxury lodges, so it's all really cool.
Nice.
And then we were all the rehearsals were taking place on a military base there, so the press couldn't get in and stuff like that. So really cool. And obviously you're signed to Universal, so it's like a huge thing for all of us. It's really gone off. And you weren't even allowed to tell your family at this point. Obviously everyone had, but you weren't allowed to tell your family. It was all top secret that the show was going ahead. And on the very first night that we were there, Butsy decides to go out into the local town. He meets a couple of girls, brings them back, and he was sharing. So there were 2-bedroom chalets, and he was sharing with our head driver. And do you know what? I love Butsy for this. So he's sharing the lodge with Chris Burns, and he brings these girls back, and he shags one of the girls in the chalet.
Right.
It's in the boss's chalet. So the next minute, he's got a text message saying we're going to have a meeting in the morning. We all get this text. We get called into a meeting where they're like, "Right, I think we need to make ourselves clear. There's no bringing people into this, and like shagging people in the boss's chalet is like a no-go." And I went to Butsy like, What did you think? Like, you must have known you would get into trouble for that. And he went, "Well, no one said I couldn't." I'm like, no one said you couldn't take a shit on his pillow either, but like something's just got to know. And we did a Secret Santa thing, and I bought him a gold medal, like a big Olympic gold medal, and got it engraved, #1 for shagging a girl in the boss's chalet. Just what a hero, man. What a hero.
Well, Butsy's Instagram says it all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go on it, you come off it pretty quick because you think no one's living life like this.
Yeah.
Because the shit that he puts on is just, it's like unbelievable, isn't it? The stuff that he's doing and stuff. And I presume that was what you were doing a few years ago. Mm-hmm. So you actually retired from the, you don't do the stunt drive, the precision driving anymore. Or you just do like little bits here and there when you get, because obviously you're busy in here, aren't you? Now?
Do you know what it is? If you want to drive all the time, so once we'd taken it to that level, when you came, that was the biggest driving show on the planet. So when you came off that, it was like, I don't want to go back to instructing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just sitting in the passenger seat with some knobhead trying to kill you, that you're, you know, that everyone.
I've actually been in the car with an instructor, yeah, and it's probably what they were thinking. Brake.
Well, yeah. I've been in the car with a knobhead trying to kill me, though. I know that.
You instantly look straight at me.
Yeah, that's your fucking dad.
Oh, and him, the curb assassin, yeah.
The curb assassin.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'm surrounded by fucking knobheads trying to kill me.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? You've got Nathan on the bleeding.
Yeah, cheers, I'm here.
I'm just talking about the YouTube side of things.
He's a right cunt, he is. You know, so just nasty, aren't you? A nasty person.
I was waiting until you dropped the C-bomb.
Did I say that then?
That's what I love. Yeah.
I said can't.
That's what I love about this podcast. You can say stuff. When you used to any interviews or anything, normally you can't say anything like that. So this is great. I almost like just the kid of me just wants to start swearing like I've got Tourette's or something.
Just do it.
Well, do you know the way I look at it? Sorry for interrupting quickly. On our YouTube, you swear a little bit, but I tend to not to swear. I don't think I do. So, and we don't do very well on that. So I might as well swear on this. We can't do any worse than our YouTube channel, can we?
Just get it all out of your system, mate.
Exactly. Right. And I am sat next to a right knobhead. So.
Imagine what thing was like for me. I'm sat next to two.
There's no one sat there, is there?
Nicely done.
Well played. But yeah, so as far as stories go with Butsy, is that like the only real misdemeanor he ever had? Did you find that you were like his tour dad? Trying to keep him on the straight and narrow?
No, there's no keeping him on the straight and narrow.
He was at the side of the boss's room, like, go on, bossy, go on. Yeah.
Where's the mate? No, the only difference between me and Butsy is I didn't get caught.
What?
Top shagger.
Have you got, talking about getting caught, have you got a story from doing something on anything, not just the Fast and Furious, anything you think, I'm getting fucked for this, and you got away with it?
Ooh.
Oh,
because we've all done that, right? I'll give you time to think. We've all done something, haven't we, where we think, I might as well just hand myself in for this because I'm fucked. Well fucked. And then you think, no way have I just got away with that.
Yeah. You know about like when I was driving spiritedly down that motorway that time and then...
Oh, the 100. I was thinking more about when you met your missus. But,
what?
You know.
What are you saying?
You'll have to watch the other podcast, listen to the other podcast. You know, because it's criminal, isn't it? You know.
Behave. No, there's not. You keep saying that I met my missus when she was 15. He's full of shit.
I've heard this.
Well, never mind, hearing nothing.
I mean, you're still together, to be fair. So it's sort of like the incrimination becomes the other way. Because
that's it, innit?
I mean, if you split up, then she'd be like, "You was with me when I was 15," and she was like, "You were touching me up real bad."
That never fucking happened. You absolute.
Yeah, but that's all in my mind. I'm happy with that.
Well, your mind is bitter and twisted, my friend.
It's worse that she was 15 and that was your third anniversary together.
Yeah, it's all right going with a teenager, but you was pre-teen, weren't you? Jesus
is
Christ.
A fucking slippery slope, this, isn't it? Do you know what? Somebody's going to hear this, though. They'll probably get to the podcast and go, right, the first half an hour is going to be pretty shit. Let's just skip it straight to this. Then they'll get this mid-conversation and go, Ben's a nonce.
That's a Ben that we're bound to find out sooner or later.
I tell you what, there's one thing you're not. Don't big yourself up to be a nonce. I mean, you're a lot lower than that.
It's fucking bullshit. For anybody who's listening or watching, ignore these pair of bellends. Ignore them because they're talking shit.
Yeah, we're talking a bit of it's true. Let's move on.
Yeah, please.
I'll be honest with you, I was racking my brains there thinking about stuff that I got away with. I'll be honest with you, I think I pretty much got caught for everything I've ever done.
Really? Oh, that's harsh.
And one that springs to mind was like driving related. When I just turned 17 and I got my provisional driving license, just started doing driving lessons. And I was out with a couple of mates and we came across a quarry. And decided, oh, this will be cool. And we went in the quarry.
Can I just stop you? Sorry for interrupting this. It'll drag the story out. Let's just go out with me mates. We're just walking past the quarry. Oh, what the fuck? How did you walk past the quarry? Let's go out with me mates.
Where did you live? Where was this?
What was it in the middle of Wales?
Just outside of Brighton.
Oh, so, yeah. That explains
basically, like where my old man's place is, there's a load of land, and we were I can't even remember how we ended up. We walked up the downs, and over the other side there was this quarry, and we went, well, this looks like fun. There's diggers and shit in there. Let's go in and have a look. No one else around. Went in, and there was a 7.5 ton sweeper lorry, and I thought, well, that looks like fun. I'll drive that. Bombing around in it. Managed to get the bastard airborne as well.
No way.
Monster of a thing. And I look up, I'll never forget this. I look up and I see all my mates standing at the top of the hill. And they're all going, running off. And I thought, that's weird. So I stopped this truck and opened the door. And as my feet touched the ground, they left again. And I got the dude that owns the truck going absolutely nuts. Right? And the worst of this whole story is, right, he starts hitting me and it's all going mad. And I thought, oh, and I remember I grabbed his arm, his other arm. He's got one around my neck. I'm a 17-year-old kid. And I grab his arm and it's just a piece of plastic. And the whole fight stopped for a minute, and I looked, and he went, I may only have one arm, but it's like a hydraulic crane, and proceeded to squeeze my fucking head off. Right? It was like a squeeze. And the moral of this story is I got the shit beaten out of me by a one-armed man. Right? And it was at that moment I went, listen, fighting's definitely not a thing for me. I'm gonna maybe I should just stick to this driving.
Well, that's what got you into trouble.
I got banned for a year for that.
So the police come, arrested you.
Yeah, him and his lads dragged me down and they put me in the back of this transit van, and I was like, oh my god, I've been captured by. This is a nightmare. And after about 20 minutes, door opened, there's a policeman there. And I was like, oh, thank God for that. And he goes, did you drive that lorry? And I went, yep. And he goes, right, you're under arrest for aggravated theft of a motor vehicle. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. This is cool. Didn't even really know what that meant at the time.
Aggravated.
Yeah.
Isn't that where you've like dragged someone out of it?
It means aggravated is what that dude did to me, the one-armed guy. In fairness to me, he was really hard one-armed guy. Like, no weed. You know what I mean? There's no Stephen Hawking. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy was hard. And he, honestly, he punched fuck out of me for about 15 minutes. And I'm like, but yeah, and the police turned up and did that. And I think the reason it was aggravated was because it got damaged where I got it airborne. It ripped all the front rad, ripped the rad out of it and everything. So, but you know,
fun while it lasted.
At least so I could add that to my CV.
Yeah.
Like a road sweeper.
That's it, innit? Did you say that in your interview for the Fast and Furious? Oh, by the way, when I was 17.
Yeah, if you need any big shit driven, I'm your guy as well.
Well, you just go on here for your CV now. Just listen to this podcast because this is your life story.
Yeah, this is
innit?
me screwed. If
Yeah.
Do you know what? This is going to go out in the public. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm a professional driver.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
But you sound Butsy, actually. Just moving on to something there. There's because I've you know what Butsy's life's like, and I've hung out with him in China as well because he was we both ended up after Fast and Furious, both got live shows in China. And when you're saying like being retired and everything, if you want a full-time drive, you need to go into these live shows, and there isn't really many around. So you end up with like, if you go to Disney, the theme park shows there, you can get onto those. And so I ended up on one in China for 6 months, and the reality is it's 2 shows a day. It's kind of not what I thought it was going to be. The cars were a bit shitty. I was driving like these Hyundai. I can't remember what they were. Some Hyundai things. You're driving every day, so it's good. But they're 20-minute shows. 6,000 people a show, so they're quite big out there.
Yeah.
But 2 20-minute shows a day, maybe 3, and it's just a repetitive small show. You go out, you do your little thing, and go back. But Butsy was on one out there as well, so we hung out a few times in China, which was pretty cool.
Is the pay good in China? I presume it is. No,
it was, for those shows, and I'm trying to think what I got for that now. Again, everything's paid for you, but I think your take home's about $1,000 a week out there. So it's
similar to the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but do you know what? The reason I only do movie gigs and TV gigs now is because the money's a million times better than that. Your base rate on that is I think a standard stunt rate if you're on equity. So part of equity is, I think off the top of my head, is about $750 a day plus adjustments. Wow. So that's where, but movie jobs don't come along every day. So
you're saying the adjustments is if the movie does well?
No, it's if you do a more
stuff.
Dangerous stunt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
So additionals on, if you do additional things in there.
So your minimum is $750.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed. Well, you're not guaranteed, but a lot of the you might get a bit here and a bit there.
And you know what you get is the other thing where you make good money out of is they give you a thing called a buyout. So you get residuals. Like if you're in an advert, you'd get 5p every time it was played or whatever.
Yeah.
You get a thing called a buyout as well. So if you're signed to equity, so generally depends on how long you're in it for, and there's a lot of variables, but you'll get a buyout on that. So which means they can use that footage for the next 2 years wherever they like, but they give you an upfront fee on that. So you might go, okay, $750 a day plus adjustments, and we'll give you're on it for a week, and we'll give you a $3,000 buyout, $5,000 buyout, or whatever it is. So, so there's money in that as well.
And that's good for them because they don't have to refilm the stuff, do they?
Yeah, and they don't need to drive you mad going, oh, it's gone here, so we have to pay you more money. You've had your money.
They've forgotten about you then, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it.
He's paid, so done.
Yeah, job done.
Which is crazy, really, because surely the studio who film it, you sign a release, a model release, even though you're just a driver, I presume you sign on a release. Surely that means the studios owns that footage, but they still have to buy you out for multiple use. That's good. It's good for the performer, basically.
Yeah. It is, and you know what? I think I can't speak for other actors and extras and things like that. They're in these things. I don't know what they get, but it is from a stunt performer. The only problem with it is quite a small industry. So it's especially if it's just driving that you do, because you limit the pool of work you got. So it's you can live you can get a gig and you go, great, I'm on. I've actually got a big one coming up at the end of the year, which I'm not allowed to talk about at the moment, but big.
You can talk about it on here.
Yeah, obviously, you've got to
and not until not until I get that money, then I'm but it's the money's quite good. I can't even remember. Where the hell was I going with that? I can't even remember now.
You were just about to tell us what the gig is at the end of the year.
No, I can't. I definitely can't do that. It's I'm getting shit for it as much as I want to. It's big.
We can't cover the loss of check.
No,
it's
no,
big.
definitely can't.
No, I can't tell you. I can't say anymore.
Is it Mission Impossible?
No, I've done a bit with that though.
Is it a new Die Hard film?
Is there a new Die Hard coming out?
Don't know.
There will be, won't there?
Bruce Willis
Christmas
is like
time.
fucking 3 months older than God, isn't he? Is he doing a Die Hard? Him?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you'll have to. I tell you what it is. It's
What?
the new James Bond.
No, it's just been one.
Yeah, no, but they start.
Jess was in that actually, wasn't she?
Jess was in
Yeah,
that.
but they start filming they start filming these films ages before. They don't just say, "Oh, we'll film it a week before." Although some films have been shot in a month, but stuff like all the driving and stuff that takes ages.
Most
The
stuff.
Bond stuff will
Like
take
I've got
probably
one
ages.
that's out now. Funny enough, I got tagged in it last night. It's just come out, which is a series on Apple TV that I filmed last January, and that's just come out like the last couple of days.
What is that?
It's called Suspicion with Uma Thurman in it.
Did you meet Uma Thurman?
No. Do you know what? Because we're what's called second unit on a lot of stuff, which means they're first unit, so it's the main stuff.
Did they have a G unit on it?
I like your style. Had a big unit on it.
Unit.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But no, the Mission Impossible one, I'll tell you one on that. That was, I got a gig I didn't know what it was. I got a call from some, like a motoring agent people. And they said, look, we'd like to put you forward for this gig. And I was like, cool, what is it? When is it? How much am I getting paid? What do you want me to do? And it was a couple of days, and it was at Silverstone. And they said, look, we'd like to put you forward for it, and it's to do with Alfa Romeo. I said, all right, cool, well, let's go for it. The gig then came off, they booked me in for it. And the closer it got, the more they just kept dropping bits in about, it's you can't tell anyone about this. And they're shutting down the whole of Silverstone, the track, the paddocks, everything was shut down. And it was for 8 VIPs on 1 VVIP. And I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, I turned up, and there was myself and another driver called Sam. And he was like the lead driver on it. He's done bits for them before. And Alfa Romeo there with 4 of their cars. So I think it's a Giulietta or something like that, like the 500
the Quadrifoglio thing.
It's a beast of a thing. It's like their version of an M3.
Yeah, nice car.
And they've got the mechanics there, and they're like, look, we want you to demonstrate what these cars would do. And so we started doing that, and we're throwing them around a little bit in this paddock area, and then throwing them around the track. And we get out, and there's like these pods standing there, and one of them is standing there clapping. There's Tom Cruise, and I'm like, fuck me, you're Tom Cruise. And we stood there and we spoke. We didn't have much to do with him, but we hung out there, and what we were basically doing was pitching the cars for Alfa Romeo to be in Mission Impossible. So it was like, let's see what these cars can do.
Yeah.
Really, really cool gig, and he was mad into them. He was just like, let me have a go. And off
He does
went.
all his own stunts
Yeah.
and stuff, doesn't he, Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Is he as small as everyone says
Do you
he's
know
really
what?
small?
I think. I mean, I wouldn't say it's this small.
He can't be 6'2".
It's
He
not
don't
small
look
as
like-
you. But
He's not 6'2", is he?
No,
Clearly not. So he's not as tall as me. Then he must be a lot
do you know what?
shorter
He
than
wasn't
me.
that short. He was just average. Like it wasn't. I'll tell you, like I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I spent the whole time just looking at him like this, going, "Oh yeah, you do look like you." You know, when you just want to study him and go, "Wow,"
Yeah.
And also, all I wanted to ask, but you can't because like you're in a professional environment, is just go, what does it feel like to wear? Like, do you wake up in the morning and go, "Fuck me, I'm Tom Cruise"? Like, do you do that, or are you just you?
Yeah.
I would have asked that. No problem. I don't see what the repercussions would be. It'd be like, fucking yeah. You know.
We'll have these cars. Just make sure that dickhead doesn't come.
That's it. Then the next minute you're like, "Tom wants you to leave, please," and then you're off.
Sometimes you're a bit
At
weird.
the end of it, though, the coolest bit for me, and I was like a 12-year-old girl. At the end of it, we finished up, and he was just walking. He went, "See you later," and I was like, "Bye," and he just started to walk off, and I went, "Nice to meet you." And he comes walking back, and he goes, "No, man, it was nice to meet you." And I kid you not, I was like a little kid. I was like, "Thanks, Mr. Cruise. Thanks very much." Going already.
Was he doing it dead cheesy then?
No, he was cool. He was really, really cool.
Right, yeah.
Like I say, I didn't spend that much time with him. I wouldn't say like we're mates, but it's. I think we got on because we both had a lot in common. We both like to do our own stunts. We're both sex symbols.
That's it. I mean, that's the other end of the scale, isn't it?
That's
I mean,
it.
we can't say anything about that, can we?
I know. I'm
No,
just
we haven't-
wondering if Tom's as full of shit as you are.
Almost certainly not.
Have you seen him in a comedy movie? Comedy. Have you? Right.
This is the booze
What have
kicking
you
in
put-
now.
It's
What have you put
literally
in
like
this?
4% this as well.
Yes, sir.
These are proper shandy pants.
And it's
They're
watered down.
fucking hard, mate. Well, I've heard that in here, yeah. Yeah.
Like Weatherspoons.
No, it's definitely not a spoons in here because some people come to the door before. If you don't know, it's like quarter to 3, and someone come to the door when we had that little break, and he said, it's supposed to be an Irish bar, not open at 3 o'clock, whatever it was. But like you said, it'll be open at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll crack on until late now. It's, do you know what? They're like that from 9 o'clock in the morning anyway, banging on the door. Yeah.
All these posh people, they want to get on it early doors, don't they?
Tell you what, talking about Knutsford, right? Let me just complain about Knutsford. What a fucking rip-off. Fucking 11 quid for a breakfast. Are they taking the piss?
That's a lot, that, isn't it?
With your money. You're complaining about 11 quid.
Fucking have any left coming here, will I?
You want to try living here? It's a nightmare. I'm skinned.
I mean, Ben was the one that complained.
It was me, yeah.
I couldn't even get in quick enough.
No.
And he was like, Jesus Christ, like, whatever it was. Like,
it was £3.55 for a mocha.
Yeah, and that's
like Starbucks money, that. And it was it's just a little tiny calf.
I mean, it was a nice little tea room.
Yeah. The food was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good, but 11 quid for a breakfast, no thanks. Do you know how much that was? Because I paid for Ben, because that's what I do. I'm like his helper.
Dad.
Dad, yeah. That's what I do.
Cheers, Pops.
38 quid.
Fuck off.
38 quid it cost you in there?
Yeah, there's 3 of us. 38 notes.
No, it did not.
I'm telling you right now, I paid 38 quid. She's either ripped me off. Is it like that optional service charge that they put on and then say it's optional, you can take it off?
I have no idea.
Well,
I don't eat in these high-class places like you do.
Well, I probably had my pants pulled down on the price. But
it is spiteful, isn't it? But it's a lovely part of the world here. I've lived up here like a year now because I'm originally Brighton. So this is, to be fair, I love it up here. The only thing I would say about it is moving up north is when we came, so myself and Shane, we were filming that My Dream Machine, said about doing this bar. We turned up, we found one. I was like, oh, cool, there's one in Knutsford. We came here. The sun was out. People are sitting in the street drinking wine and eating food and that. And I was like, oh, I could live here. This is great. Like, I'll take a break from filming and get this running and everything. And it was beautiful. And as soon as we signed the lease on the place, it's done nothing but piss down with rain since I've been here. And honestly, I've been cold for a year living here now. I'm like, this up north thing's not like all it cracked up to be.
Brighton's practically
It's abroad, isn't it, Brighton?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it, for us?
Yeah, it's literally
south of the M25, and it's just not the southern view.
Well, nice down there.
Yeah, but Knutsford is a nice place in the northwest-ish area. Cheshire.
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 Don't you know?
I had to move. If I was moving, I was coming to the posh part, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. I had to bring it down a bit.
You're a posh fucker. Yeah.
So I'll bring a little bit of class there. That's why I'm here. Bring a little bit of class to this podcast for you as well, hey?
Thanks very much.
You're the poshest person we've had on?
Well,
am I the first guest you've had on?
No.
Third.
Okay.
Guest now.
Who else? Who's been on?
We've had Jay Cannon on,
right.
good friend of yours.
Okay.
We've had Awesome GTI's lot on.
Okay.
And now you.
So it's going up and up and up. Let's be honest here, isn't it? It's getting bigger and better.
Jay will probably have something to say about that.
Who's on next?
Yeah, it's been a random mix because at Awesome we had there's 5 on at Awesome. Yeah. So there was Mark the boss and Tabby is the technician, and then we had the media guy on, and then we had another technician and another guy that just did everything in there. So there's a random mix, but we don't know who's on next, do we?
We do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Can you say?
Yeah, well, when I asked Shane, because I originally wanted Shane to come on with you, and Shane was like, "Fuck that, I'll go on with."
He's had enough of doing any film with me. There's no chance.
I said I'll go on with Motti.
Yeah. Well, so, is he? Oh yeah.
So it's Shane, I love Shane and Motti,
yeah.
So now that'll be an interesting
one.
And Joe Pasquale.
Yeah, because he got ripped out on your YouTube channel for that, didn't he?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Motti, when we went and took the RS3 around to all the different places to get their opinions, we took it to a settee, and Motti was out in the car park talking about the car. And one of the comments was, "Fucking hell, I can't believe you've got Joe Pasquale on your YouTube video." And ever since then, the lads, whoever it was that commented that, by the way, you fucking legend.
Yeah.
The lads at Aesthetic Performance have done nothing but rip him about it.
You know what? The dude that posted that comment about Motti, I want to invite you down here and I will buy you a beer from here. Like anything to stitch Motti up, yes. I'm all over. He's like a toy to me. I just like winding him up and then watch him go and have a right old rant about something. It's just brilliant, isn't it? It's just
yeah. That's one thing with Motti. He's a ranter, isn't he?
Oh,
he can rant.
It. Yeah.
I mean, we can all rant, but he's good at it.
He's very good at it.
Very good.
He's good. Yeah, so that's who we've got next is Shane and Motti at Aesthetic Performance.
So like it was going up and up and then a big decline. You're officially a podcast in decline after this.
Yeah, it's the last one. We're not doing it.
No, that. But by the sounds of it, we need to get Butsy on.
Butsy would be, I mean, similar stories to you. and
Probably without the filter.
It's just going to be. I mean, doing that kind of stuff, what you're doing, driving, and I don't know. Is Butsy a true, and yourself obviously, because you're no angel with all the stuff. Are you two a stereotypical stunt precision driver, or are they more sensible than you and Butsy?
Do you know what? Everyone's more sensible than Butsy. Right, but do you know what? He's a great pilot. He's a great guy. And one of the best things about Butsy is he never lies. So I've been in situations with him there where he's been pulled up for smelling of alcohol, and they'll say, "What did you do last night? Were you drinking?" And he goes, "Yeah." And they say, "How much did you drink?" And they go, "Bottle of vodka." And they're like, "Tell him you just had a pint." Like, "What time did you get in? 5? Where were you? Strip club." Like, he's "Oh, I'm not going to lie." So he's just a great guy like that. I think we're probably, like when we get together, so Butsy's come over here and he's hung out. And like the problem with I think we're all a little bit tapped to do that kind of thing, to just want to go and drive cars like mad people everywhere. Yeah. But once you're together, I think there's no one will stop anyone else doing anything, so it can be mad. But I was doing this latest one for Murder Mystery. I was actually working with the guy Mark Higgins, who's ex-rally champion, and he's the main guy that does all the James Bond stuff, real big in the stunt driving industry, and a real good pilot. And we went out, we had a night off in France, and he went, after a little while, we were in an adult entertainment club with a bottle of vodka on the table and that, and he went, "I've never met anyone like you." So I think I might be a little bit unique like that when I turn the tap, it's going. But half of that is also hanging out with people like Shane and the boys. They've before I did anything that was kind of media related, I was hanging out with Shane, who was watching this a pop star, and I was like, "Wow, this is a crazy life."
And Shane loves a beer, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's a bloody good drinker, whereas I'm not.
He's Irish, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Irish.
Yeah,
well
and
trained.
I'm not. I start, and then I'm smashed within a few, and then I'm just a dickhead because I don't stop. And I'm just that mess in the corner by the end of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got to witness all of that. It was quite funny. To be honest,
Thanks.
For your birthday.
At least you've got an excuse for being a dickhead.
Why is he looking at me when he says that?
Know, everyone's just trying to look to you, don't they?
Absolute gobshite, isn't he? Unbelievable. Listen, enough of the abuse towards me anyway. Yeah. I'm the youngest.
I know, because it's going to turn on me now. If it's not on you, it's on me. That's why I keep pointing it back to you.
Too right it is.
No, but you have, that story's up to now. Like I said before, there's not 2 hours isn't enough, surely, because the stuff we've spoken about in the past, it's a shame that the microphones weren't recording, because like a podcast is you're just talking, aren't you? Yeah. I mean, do you feel like you're being recorded? Do you feel like the camera's on? Because that's the best time for someone to let go. When you're going to tell us about what you're doing at the end of the year that's top secret. No, we'd get that out of you like that, wouldn't we, normally? Yeah. That camera isn't recording,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I mean, you can turn this off if you want.
Do you know what it is? I don't give a bollocks about saying anything, but with stuff like with gigs in, you're obviously a lot of the time you're under a non-disclosure agreement and stuff like that, and it's all that ever worries me is until that gig's done and I'm paid for it, they can just pull it away from you, and if you lose one, you can be basically blacklisted, if you're a dickhead.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
And I know what'll happen here. I know exactly what'll happen. I'll tell you lot, and the next minute I'm off. That's it. I'll never get another gig.
Can you give us a hint?
What is this? Is this what he's doing at the end of the year? Are you still fishing for this?
No, I'm just dragging the podcast down. So can you do yes or no? Because then you're not saying anything. So are you driving a car?
Yes.
Right.
It's not confirmed. It's up in the air. And we're talking about it at the moment.
Okay.
It's because all I do is the car, so I don't do any of the other shit.
Okay, that's fine. One last question then from me. You've got two.
No, I haven't.
Is there any lesbians involved?
I bloody hope so.
Well, that's my two questions.
Is that it?
That's
your two questions. Try and establish what this is at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm only joking. I don't want to get you into trouble, but
you know what? Hopefully. If what's being discussed does come off, it's Jess will be on it too. Is the plan?
Oh really?
So, and you know what? I love that because you're working. So Jess and I drive really well together, because we had to learn so much choreography together. We drove in scenes together. We're both very good at. I know what she needs, what she knows what I need, and we're very good at pacing off each other and making that work. So any chance to get a drive with her, love that.
You're on
all over.
Yeah, so definitely.
So do these people just randomly call you, or do you have an agent to go through?
No, I don't have an agent. I've got.
Don't share your money. Fuck that.
Yeah, they take 10% or something, don't they?
10%.
Is it?
The ones we've used take 30.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So there's one that wants to manage us, mentioning no names. But they say
Go on, what's his name?
No, I'm not saying.
Oh, right, but you pushed me up.
Yeah. You tell us the
Dave,
film.
Dave, the rip-off merchant
Oh, I
agent.
know, Dave.
Yeah, but seriously, so he's like, we want to manage you and your Evil GT, but it's 30%.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was obviously like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's
a lot of money,
That's especially 30% of what you got.
Exactly,
Jesus,
yeah,
that's a
30%
lot.
of fuck all is fuck all, isn't it?
So he's gonna have all of mine if he wants. No, I don't use an agent. Most of the stuff I get comes through word of mouth now, and I'm very fortunate. Fast and Furious Live was a thing that massively propelled my career. So that kind of, when I say got me on the map, it didn't get me on the map, and it didn't instantly take off. I thought we'd come out the back of that, and I think all of us drivers probably had a bit of you'd come off that. It's the biggest driving show. And then, that's it. Now the movies are going to start calling and things like that. And it just kind of didn't happen. So I hustled, went straight away into China, did 6 months out there, came back off, picked up the odd TV gig and the odd movie, and I was doing bits. And it's kind of propelled. And I just figured I could do some instructing and the odd TV show. And I just thought, you know what? If that's part of the reason why I get in the bar, I've got kind of a normal life, if you like. I've got a base because I don't want to go and just have to. I got off the show in Dubai and I got off the show in Spain, and I was like, I don't want to move out there anymore. So I went, let's just get a normal business. So I've got this, and I can pick and choose the work. I want to do that gig with Tom Cruise. I want to do Murder Mystery or Mission Impossible or something. Yeah. But I don't have to go, oh shit, I've got 3 months in China. I don't want to do that. So
you're just away for what, a week or two now?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. You're back at home.
That's exactly it. You can pick and choose and take the gigs you want to do, and if the money's right and the gig's right. And don't get me wrong, I'm very lucky because I get to do just that little bit. It took me 20 years of doing it in wet airfields and when no one gave a shit, and teaching for stunt driving companies and events companies and stuff until it really took off. And it's still not where I'd like it to be. Don't get me wrong. There's still people that are doing way more work than I am. But I've got a good network that I get phone calls now and say there's this stunt. Usually what will happen is a stunt coordinator. So he's our boss. He's in charge of all the stunts. He's ringing the people that he wants on the gig. Right. So if he's got a job and he thinks it needs something special done in a car, we'll get the phone call.
And you know quite a few of them now.
Yeah, I'm starting to build a little network up of that. And you know what it is? They're very nervous of putting you in because if they don't know you, they put me in front of that. They've got to answer to all the directors of the show. So I turn up and I do a shit job. Why have you got this guy in?
Well, that leads me on. I want to know if you've ever fucked someone up royally. If you've ever either really broken something, crashed into someone else, just fuck. I want to.
Or D, all of the above. A lot. Yeah. Luckily, on a movie or anything like that, no. And like Fast Live, I like there'll be buds that I drove with and they're screaming at the camera now if they're watching, going, "Oh, no, exactly with the Lamborghini." So one of the cars in the show was the Lamborghini from Fast and Furious 8, that orange one. Yeah. And this I cannot tell you, it was the biggest piece of shit to drive you've ever seen in your life.
Was it a legit Lambo underneath or just a Lambo body?
It used to be a Lambo. When they took it to put it was one of the movie cars. When they took it over here to put it into a live show, because it needed to tour, they took the V12 out of it and they put some shitty Jag V6 lump in it, and it never ran properly at all. It was awful, and it was just a pig to drive. I mean, it would cut out mid-show and stuff. When you started this thing up, it was spitting fuel out the back. It just ran too rich. It was a horrendous piece of shit, and it had blacked out windows on it, so backstage is really dark. And there was one of the times I have to basically go out, do my routine, and I come out, and I have to basically do a loop backstage and come through another door. But you've got like 5 or 6 seconds to get around this loop. And I was looking, I couldn't really see out of it because the windows are dark. And I just had this massive crunch. And then the door opened, I've still got to go. And I've basically taken the entire side of it out on like a lorry. But there's like a lorry body sat out the back and it fired a car off. And I'd taken the side out of it. and the worst of it was because it's a legit movie car. And I've just smashed the side out of it. So from then on, it was a lot of orange tape on that thing holding it together. So I smashed the bollocks off the thing. It was like, they weren't happy with me for that one.
I tell you what though, even though he wasn't racing anybody, did you hear there was about 15 excuses as to why he crashed his car? Up to when he actually crashed the car.
Do you know the biggest excuse I think with that is you saying it's a Jaguar. So it's like, I'll agree with you on that. They didn't put that Jag engine in it. You would have been fine. You didn't crash it.
Yeah, I cannot tell you that. That thing, I used to get out of that car and I'd be like down there in tears backstage. I was like, this thing's a horrendous piece of shit. Next minute I drive it and go, it's not too bad now. And then I go out again, I'll be like, I fucking hate this thing. It was just a nightmare of a car.
It's their own fault for putting a fucking Jag engine in it. Should have kept the V12 in it.
Do you know the best of it was? The dude, like, I don't know much about this, but I remember someone saying that the guy who took the V12 out of it and put this Jag V6 dump in it, basically said to them, don't worry, I won't charge you. I'll get rid of the V12 for you.
Oh, I bet.
Fucking right.
And they're like, oh, thanks. You're doing us a real big favour there. And he obviously flogged you. I think, do you know Sam Hard? I think Sam Hard bought the engine or something. I'm pretty sure Sam Hard bought it.
30 grand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't charge you to get rid of that. I was like, oh my God, you dopes.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get rid of that Jag V6 for fucking ages.
And I cannot tell you how much of a piece of shit this thing was to drive. It didn't run properly or anything. You're in the middle of like sliding. Basically, the scene was like I was on ice because that whole show was to recreate scenes from the movies in a live arena.
Yeah.
So it was that Lambo was on ice. So the whole idea is you're spinning all the time. So it was just, but its job was to do donuts. Didn't have a limited slip diff in it, so just spun one wheel a lot of the time in it, and it cut out. And I kid you not, you can be halfway around and this thing's drops in the middle of it, and you're sitting there cranking it over.
No.
And because it's this shitty old engine, you're sitting there starting to please, and you can feel 10,000 eyes watching you as this thing's just sitting there cranking over, and shit popping out the back of it and stuff.
So there's a real big budget for this life.
Do you know what they spent? I don't like. It was like 25 million quid was the setup fee or something. It was huge money.
They didn't spend that on the cars though, surely.
No, but some of the cars were so massively over-engineered. So because of the size of the arena, 50 meters by 25 meters, and you were first gear in everything pretty much that you drove. You're just in first gear the whole time. But someone spec'd those cars to put in quake sequential gearboxes in them. Things like that, yeah. So a lot of the cars had quite some. Not that the Lambo didn't. The Lambo had
and
a
you were
piece of
just in
cheese for a
first gear
gearbox.
anyway.
Yeah, and you're like,
what a waste.
So there must have been a lot of deals. I don't know, and I'm speculating on that, but there must have been because why would you stick them in? And there's people that
completely
know
not needed whatsoever.
Yeah, I was like, wow, 10 grand gearbox in a car that I've never gone out of first gear.
Absolutely shocking.
But yeah, in answer to your question, I smashed a few bits along the way.
Is there any that you've literally smashed and gone, that's me done now, they're going to fuck me off now?
That Lambo was one. I remember rehearsals in particular. We were doing, so there are 2 cars handbrake turn in and another 2, and you sort of slot in. And Chris Burns, our head driver, was there, and I came in a little bit too hot. And as I span around, I just took the front end of his car out, and I thought, I've just smashed into the bus. And I was like, I'll just get me back, so I'll be off. Thanks for that.
So this is up there with shagging somebody in his room.
Yeah. Do you know what? The first thing I do, I get out of the car and I go, listen, at least I didn't fuck someone in your room, though, did I? Butsy's worse than me.
And he's still here.
Try and shift the blame as quick as you can and get out of there.
Have you crashed anything that you think no one will notice? That sounds like you've crashed a load of shit, right?
Yeah, that's great. Must have done. Surely you've crashed a lot
How bad
of
do you
cars.
think I am at this job?
I mean, we've never seen it. We've heard a lot of things, but we've never seen.
To be fair, you're running a bar.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? I'm only putting it out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. Almost certainly yes, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Generally, with any of these gigs, once you're there and you're in doing that thing, and you're obviously paid to not do that sort of stuff. So I try not to, but certainly through rehearsals there would have been moments where you've done stuff, and almost certainly moments where you go, oh shit, no one saw that, and I'll just pull that back out and no one will see things. So I'm sure there was a bit of that.
When you think about it, if you think about the actual job you're doing, you're driving like you're going to crash, but then you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Because you're spinning round, doing all these J turns and all that kind of stuff. Shit going backwards fast. You're going to crash normally. Normal people would. And then they're saying, don't crash. Put it in that little gap there between 2 cars.
Yeah.
Which I always think, that's real hard work, that. When you see them like spin in and they park it perfect. When you see some people can't even parallel park, can they? Especially in Knutsford.
Ironically, I can handbrake turn into the tightest parking space you've ever seen in your life. To get me to park down the street like normal, I forget it. I'm like shit at normal parking. Yeah, can't parallel park. But yeah, handbrake. Oh, sorry, I was whacking the microphone. Really hurt that, did.
Quality.
So if you had enough room to handbrake turn into
they are solid, these, aren't they?
Yeah, proper jobs, these.
Bastard finger on it.
£330 each, these things.
No way.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. We're
They're
still
well
trying to pay for them.
That's why we try and get our money's worth when we say get close, get close.
Get
Yeah, that's it. You're telling me to put my mouth around it earlier. I choke on the bastard.
I'm right in saying, though, that you know about as much of the workings of a car as we do. You know fuck all. You're not interested in
You
knowing.
probably know more than I do about the workings. I've been very fortunate. There's always mechanics that deal with that side
I
of it.
broke that. Can you fix it for me, please?
That's exactly, and it's a lot of the guys that I've worked with. They'll know that's like they're actually come from a mechanical background stuff. I didn't. I literally started off going, Dad, why isn't this running? Can you fix it? And that's sort of that I spent, I basically never changed from that.
Right.
And I have zero desire to know the mechanics. I couldn't give a shit. I know it's doing something. I know what's kind of wrong, but then I'll say, can you fix this? Because I've got it's doing this and it makes it really hard to drive. Fix it, please. I'm a bit of a spoiled prick when it comes to cars like that. But
A diva of the precision drivers world.
I'm with you on it because you always say, why the fuck do I want to get full of oil?
See it, innit?
I'd rather pay someone else.
Yeah.
They're better at it than me.
Well, I think mechanics and stuff is patience. Because them bolts, I mean, we take cars into various places and always say, oh, these bolts are like rusted on, seized on.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd be like, I cannot be arsed. I'll just take it somewhere else.
Or I'd leave it. So I'd
do
the one side where you could, and then I'd leave the other side, and then you ended up with a lopsided car because you've not been able to get that side off and change it. You just can't be arsed. It's fucking, people who've got patience and the correct tools is one, innit?
Well,
we've got fuck all.
I think if you went to set a basic garage up now just to repair basic cars, it wouldn't be the garage rent you'd have to worry about. Oh, you said, I'm going to rent this for it's a 3-year lease. It's going to cost you $12,000 a year, and you think 36,000. No, your fucking Snap-on toolbox is going to cost you 30 grand.
That's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see it.
Fortunes.
Got mates that've got Terry Harper, right? So his place, and you see, and he's like, oh, this spanner's 300 quid. And I'm like, you dickhead, I bought an entire set from Toys R Us for 40 quid. I got sockets, I got pliers, I got all the stuff. I bought a whole man set. Ironically, I bought my first toolkit the other week.
Really?
And honestly, it's like my first real adult, but I'm 40 now, and it's my first real that and an iron are my first two real adult purchases, and I'm 40.
Forget that, right? You're saying about the iron. Skip that. Get a wife.
I like
because they come with an iron.
You know
what I
she's
mean?
literally just there.
Yeah.
She can hear everything you're saying.
She's not looking happy. She ain't looking happy.
She knows I'm only joking. I'm not joking about the iron. I'm joking about most stuff.
Do you know what? Like a dickhead, though, I went, right, I need an iron. Got to do the shirt. Went out, got it, took it back to mine. Well, I haven't got an ironing board. I was like, you know what?
That explains. I was about to say, is your iron broke?
You can see, typical me, that is. I was like, do you know what? I'll just take it to the shop and get someone else to do it. It's a nightmare, isn't it?
And this is why you need to watch podcasts as well, don't you? Because you can't see what we're talking about.
No.
What scruffy bastard I actually am. Yeah.
Well, I didn't say
is there any
that.
way your editor can do something with this?
Smooth it out.
He's fucking good. He ain't that good, mate.
Told you he was a dickhead, didn't I?
Yeah. Cheers, boys. So happy I came on in.
Right, all right. Keep the beers flowing.
I know,
Yeah. Should we get some more beers in?
I think we should.
Can we do that?
Definitely.
Because I'm bursting for a wee.
Where we're up to.
Pause.
Right. We'll see you in a minute.
Pause.
We are back for the third.
If we accomplish nothing else,
we'll get pissed.
we've got
that, lads.
We've got Nathan off the apple juice. And
Yes, we have.
Onto some. I was about to say proper
Cheers
beer,
again.
but he's drinking cause.
Cheers again. And people did say we need to do a pissed up podcast.
They did.
Do you know what?
This is our number 3.
I'm
now.
going to use this moment right here, just as a bit of a product placement. I'm doing a deal with Cause for this place here. Available
Oh, really?
at all good retailers.
You know this is an Irish bar, don't you?
Let me just...
Yeah, Benji's.
that is beautiful, that is.
Mate, it's like
Sign the contract, boys.
It's like a weak brew. I can basically see straight through that.
See through
Looks
that.
like a sample, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not having
That
that.
looks like a hangover piss, that one.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
It's to make sure you savour the flavour on the
You
way
might
down.
not see part 4 after this now. We'll all be sick.
Yeah, I'm going to be shit-faced. I know exactly what's going to happen here.
That's what I like to hear.
We're going to finish this up and I'll be like, right, lads, where are we going?
Well, I believe that one of your favourite tipples is a baby Guinness.
Yeah.
What have you said that to him for now?
Because once he's had 2 of them, he'll be like, right, fuck it.
Fucking hell.
This is everyone that works here will tell you this. This is my thing. I come in, I start having a few drinks, meeting people and everything, and then they'll all laugh because there's me. I go, hey, 10 baby Guinness. This is what I shout out across the bar. Do you remember we had a few drinks in here that time?
Yeah.
And
A few?
It was bad. It was in the summer, wasn't it? And
That was out in the back garden, yeah.
And
fucking hell, that got out of hand, that, didn't it?
it was your fault entirely.
What?
And I can't remember. We got talking about how many can you do in one go, and it was the first time that I did way too many. I was like, I remember being sat on my arse at one point, going, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, I didn't. Normally I just like them.
Yeah.
Put it this way, for people watching, listening, this bar's open till midnight, is it?
Yeah. So till 1 o'clock in the morning at
Today?
weekends.
Oh,
Yeah, tonight 11 o'clock.
11.
So if you remember, we had to go somewhere else because this place shut.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
remember
bad
that,
it was.
actually, yeah. Where did we
Yes.
go?
We went to the one round the corner.
Yeah.
It's down that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was-
Cuckoo, I think it's.
Yeah. We was in the back garden, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good night out.
brutal.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good night
We had
out,
a
and
good
you was
laugh.
with your previous lady friend, which you're not with anymore.
No, and you know why? Because they say you are what you eat, and at some point or another, she ate a right miserable bitch.
Well,
That's what happened right there.
if you listening, watching, your ex-missus, he doesn't mean that. He loves you, really.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did. He did back then. You were all lovey-dovey. You were like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we love each other. Us.
Yes, you
But
know,
that's
it's,
changed.
yeah, you know.
So-
I'm gonna.
Look how uncomfortable it is.
Oh, this is an awkward one. How long left have we got?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Do you know what? It was one of those things. It didn't work out for reasons entirely her fault.
They were in.
Do you know what? I'm not bitter. She's just a whore bitch from hell. And
Well, I've never heard that, someone being called a whore bitch from hell.
oh my god, I'm gonna get so much shit if this gets listened to.
Fuck him.
Well-
he's only had a fifth of a pint.
This is all I've drunk so far.
So
and
this
I'm already
is-
that.
it's like
My
fucking-
ex-girlfriend's a
It's like
bitch. You know, it's-
2.7% as well. That
you wait
shit.
till I finish it.
Well, we've never done this before because normally we do the podcast and we're like, right, let's just keep it to 2 hours just because I think that's a nice little purple patch of a podcast. We did a 3-hour one.
We did.
But I don't even know how we did it. Why not today? We'll just let it run.
Oh mate, we'll just go for it.
And we'll
yeah.
just see when we say, right, we've had enough
When we
podcasting
tap
now.
out.
Yeah.
Let
We're
me
done.
out.
We're done.
I'm in for this. Like, as long as the reality of this situation is, we've got a bar with endless booze downstairs.
Hey.
We've hit the record button. Let's just go.
You don't have to sell it to me, mate.
I know.
We're
Have you got
in.
Bacardi in?
Yeah,
Fucking I'm here.
I think so.
I'm staying,
I don't
mate.
know. You act like I know what's here. I just come here and drink.
Do you actually know what a Bacardi is? He doesn't even know what shots are.
I'm sure I've drunk it at some point.
Well, you've drunk most things, I think. Yeah. So,
This is going down good.
yeah, we'll stay on it. Now, if you're watching this podcast, you'll realise why Nathan said before, I ain't drinking until later. Because you're working later, aren't you? In your own bar, so you can get pissed up. I mean, years ago when you worked in a bar, you could have a beer behind the bar.
Yeah.
You don't let your staff surely drink on the job, no.
Unless it's New Year.
Why don't you
At
do
New
that?
Year you would though, wouldn't you?
Because it costs me money. Legally, they're allowed to, but no, it costs me money. No
Yeah,
way.
New Year, sure.
New Year you do, don't you?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, of course. And of course, if someone buys them a little shot or something behind the bar, then of course go
Yeah,
for it.
right.
You know, I think the beauty of this place and the thing for being an Irish bar, you know, and obviously the Irish connection comes through Shane, but it's atmosphere. And so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
come to this place to have a party. We don't do food. Well, we're introducing food, but someone else does it down the road. So a restaurant called Tatton House down the road, we've done a deal with them.
Yeah.
It's chips, it's chicken wings, that sort
Picky
of stuff.
bits.
Picky
Yeah.
bits.
Yeah, yeah.
And the reality is you come down, you have a little bit of, you know, chicken wings and chips and drink your booze. But this is a party place. You come here because the atmosphere.
Years ago, now I remember years ago in pubs, you never went in a pub to get food.
No.
You might have a couple of pies behind the bar in like a hot thing. Nobody went in and said, I'm going to go for some beers and then I'm going to eat some food, then I'm going to have some more beers. You just went to get pissed.
The closest to food you ever got was like a bag of pork scratchings, wasn't it?
That's exactly what you
That's
got.
as
That
close
was
to
that
food
was
you
like your
got.
food in the
Yeah.
middle. So now this is like going back to like a traditional pub. And obviously, everyone loves Irish, but
Yeah.
there's an Irish bar in every city, town, surely, in the world. I was in, I've been all over the place. There's always,
Some are a stretch though, aren't they? Like the one in Dubai.
yeah,
That
I
was a
mean,
stretch.
saying it's an Irish bar.
McGettigan's. If no one's ever been, it's actually good. You know, it's a good place to go. But the only Irish thing about McGettigan's is the fact it's called McGettigan's. That's it.
Right.
There's nothing else Irish about it, is there?
No.
Do you know, but we took a stance straight from the start here of going, it didn't want to be too diddly-eye and, you know, leprechauns in the corner and too Irish. We're an
You've got
Irish
leprechauns-
boutique bar
You've
is
got
what we call
leprechauns
this.
in the corner now.
You heightest bastard. Fuck's sake. How many times? Honest to God, I'm 6'2". It's like a thingy of you. What are you laughing at?
I nearly spat that everywhere then.
Fucking hell. All right.
Oh, that's
I didn't
brilliant.
realise I was sat next to Shaquille
I mean-
O'Neal and fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking 8'4".
All I'm going to say is, when you get off that box, We need to give it back to the D13.
Hey, talking
bar.
of that box, what was this thing? This £1,000 toilet that you've got?
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And you need to have a box to
make
step
it
on.
about
It's too
me.
high. Yeah, let's flip this back round.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do it all about everyone,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's got a wife that is like.
I haven't. Mine left me.
No.
She's a bit.
She's the whole
All right, I'll rephrase that.
No, go on.
Everybody that's got a wife, right, knows they fucking love spending money.
Right.
So when there might be a girlfriend stage or fiance stage, they're different.
Yeah.
When you get married, that shit changes, right? And they feel like money is like something that's like it's like plutonium, right? Fucking, I don't want anywhere near that plutonium.
Get it away from me.
Let's get it away from me. Is there anything we can spend on £1,000? Yeah, we'll get something downstairs that goes in the downstairs bathroom that gets full of shit and piss, like I said to you before. But now, in the middle of that, when we were broke, you didn't hear it, did you? Did you hear what she was saying to me?
No.
She wants some glass, dipped glass for the backdrop of the media wall. Right. All I can say is the glass would probably cover
Hold
that
on.
wall there.
What's a media wall?
It's got
What?
a TV in it.
Yeah.
In your bathroom.
Not in the bathroom, no.
I was going to say, hold on a minute.
Tell you what, if I'm in the bathroom that needs a TV, then I need to go to the hospital.
It's literally Pants Down Palace, your place, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is. That's why he keeps tripping himself up.
TV's in the
Fucking
wall in the-
shuffling
in the
round his
toilet.
kicks round his ankles.
If it takes me Coronation Street to have a shit, you know what I mean? I need to go to the hospital because that shit needs to come out quick, right? So surely it's 1 minute when you go for the dump. And
1 minute?
I'm 45, and that is wiping your ass, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like you get on and the body says, right, it's time to come out. See you
How
later.
did we turn to this?
So anyway, right, that's why I didn't want to talk about the toilets, right? So we got the media walls, and she's
He's
like,
allergic to his arsehole by the sounds of it.
it fucking was last night, yeah. I had a chili con carne in the wherever we went, fish pool in.
That's what
Oh,
you're
you
going
go
to
to
say.
fish pool?
It's a chili con carne, and what do you call it? The West Wing. The West Wing of your gaff.
At least you'd never have to smell it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, innit?
he definitely didn't want to
fucking
smell
shit
that.
over that side of the house.
Jesus,
will
you want to see my place? I can have a shit and put the washing on at the same time. It's so close.
Yeah, that's real close. You live in a bed sit or something.
You can, that's all you can afford in Knutsford, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, do you live in Knutsford?
Yeah, I live in Knutsford. I've got an apartment just up the road there. So,
Right, so it's,
See how we said that?
Oh, yeah.
listen, I'm a big deal.
Knutsford.
Yeah.
Have you seen that new Red Row thingy on the way in?
Yeah.
Fuck me, I bet they're expensive.
It's going, and do you know what? I looked at when I started to look at places when I moved here. I wanted to get something that was a walking distance to here, and the idea behind that was that if I had to leave stock there and things, if the alarm went off, I can be just a minute away and do all that sort of stuff. The reality of that is it means that you just end up pissed a lot because you go, I don't know, you never have to drive. So
Yep.
You're not going to be on first term names with a taxi driver, are you?
no, that's it, absolutely
No,
definitely
no way.
not. Mind you, it's like a good 3-minute walk from here, so sometimes I do.
It's uphill, for fuck's
I was
sake.
going to say, it's all right coming here, I can just roll down the hill.
Well, I went upstairs to the toilet. There's like a little bit of a bit upstairs where you could like lay your head if you wanted to.
Yeah.
No, not,
Do you know
not
what?
good.
It's like the house that Jack built this place. So it's a 300-year-old building, and the higher up you go in it, the lower the ceilings are. And I'm I think bang on 6 foot, and all I do is smash my head off everything in there, and it drives me
fucking
mad.
pain in the arse.
But the thing is,
That's a word.
how are you managing? Because you've been upstairs to the toilet.
That's what I'm saying.
He had to
Let's have a
jump.
look at your head.
He was
Oh,
jumping
yeah,
to
it's all
touch the
scratched
beams.
You fucking don't start this shit, all right?
I'm enjoying this now. Look, I'm half a beer in. I'm ready to go, lads.
Stereo, innit?
It's cheap dating, innit?
Yeah, it is.
I was not expecting that to be getting ripped for me. You usually do that.
To be honest, I'll be completely honest. I'm bored with it now. I need to rip you for something else.
Do you know, I was watching a thing the other day. You know H, the Manchester, get the lad from Manchester.
H as in spell
AITCH.
Yeah.
He was being interviewed about something. Somebody was talking about his height, and he was like, "No, mate, I'm not fucking sure. Yeah, let me just
Bruv.
get this on record." Cousins and brothers and stuff.
Nephew.
But he was like, I'm like 5'7", 5'8" is what he said. But he was saying that he wasn't short, and I was like, mate, I'm same height as you, and I'm definitely short. Yeah. I'm sorry.
5
to
or
tell
7
you.
short.
Mm.
No, I'm only 1.
It is, isn't it? It is, especially when you're 16
not tall.
stone.
You're being efficient, aren't you?
That's it, yeah. Can get in. I mean, I used to be able to get into, when I was 10.5 stone, a fucking very long time ago, I used to be able to get into like age 15 to 16. It was brilliant.
Hey, at least you can get into a Lamborghini Aventador.
Piss that, mate.
Quite easily.
Easy, yeah. I couldn't reach the pedals.
What was the story? I see you guys in a Lambo earlier.
Jay Cannon's that. You know his twin turbo.
Beer's repeating on me
Oh,
already.
here we go.
Oh, here we go. He's drunk already.
His twin turbo Aventador.
Okay.
So it was built by JM Imports, I believe.
Is this... it used to be gold. Has he changed the wrap?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the
So
one,
it's just a change. Okay, yeah, I know the car.
He's took it off.
It's a monster, that thing, isn't it?
1,007 horsepower.
Brutal,
Fuck me. Do you know?
Especially with a fucking nutter driving it, Jay Cannon.
Oh my God,
he's not
lost the
right in the head.
He don't hang about, does he?
No, fucking hell, no. But we've driven. I mean, he can drive. He's
Yeah,
actually he's done a lot of stuff, a lot of proper driving. But we've driven a lot of different cars now, haven't we? There's not many cars that I've driven that. Usually, when you drive a car, right, you'll be right on it, foot to the floor, and you'll be going up through the gears, and you can feel the pull drop off, can't you, as you go up through the gears. This thing, I noticed as we were going up, I was like, fucking hell, it's pulling even harder. And I looked, it was it like gone up into fourth, and it was going harder than it was first, second, third. And I was like, this thing is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, because I think what he was saying is the turbos don't have time to get rid of the turbo lag. So when you're redlining in like second and third, which doesn't take long in that, fourth gear, because it's a longer gear, it gives the turbos time to sort of like get rid of the lag.
Properly spoiled.
And that's why it's like going crazy. I never drove it that day. You drove it. But I got out of it and I thought, do I need to drive this car? Because I don't know.
It's a shame that.
I don't think I wanted to, because you negged me out because you said, this car's worth more than my house.
Well, it is.
And when someone says this car is worth more than my house, and it's not your car, and I'm not, I'm a terrible driver. You've seen me around the racetrack. I drive to have fun.
Aggressive.
So the more sideways it is, the better.
He soars at the wheel. You'll know that.
I'm like
I
fucking all over the place.
Get in there, you fucking bastard.
I ain't a race driver, so I'm not trying to do like, last video.
I'm gentle up me, super smooth me. You know what I mean? You know when you've just naturally got it. He's,
I can sense that about you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you just naturally,
smooth.
yeah.
I've naturally not got it. So, and you bring that up, but you're a better passenger now. But even you shit yourself with Jay, and that's his car.
Well, we both watched that video back, so it's not gone live yet for those who are listening to this. Well, it might have gone live by the time this goes on, but I watched that back, and I was laughing at me, but I was laughing even more at you because I'd not seen your reaction.
I didn't say anything. That's the thing. I was just sat there. I was like, okay, yeah.
Do you know, I get asked a lot, doing the job that I do, I get asked a lot of times, people that turn up with stuff and they go, I drive my car, and they got a McLaren or a Porsche or something like that. And do you know, early days, I was like, give us it here, let's have a go. And I soon learned, everyone wants you to because you do stunt driving.
Yeah.
But then, so they then want you to, you're at a roundabout, go on, send it. And then the problem with that is you do a prop shaft on the bastard or something, and they're like, well, you broke my car now. And then you're in on these, stupidly expensive cars. You owe me $5,000 now, and the clutch has gone on it. And you're like, well, so I don't drive anything like that anymore unless I'm paid.
I know for the fact of McLaren, any sort of damage on it, you were getting the fucking big check. I don't mean 10 grand. You're getting the big checkbook out. And for like a McLaren, you can pick them up, can't you? 140, 150 grand. They're so expensive. So that 150 grand, I mean, you can get an 150 grand car on PCP.
Yeah.
And it will cost you, depending on the residual value, I don't know, maybe 1,200 quid a month.
Maybe.
I'm not saying it's affordable for everybody.
Not me.
But
it's twice my mortgage.
You could have it. Yeah. But if anything goes wrong with it and it's out of warranty, that 1,200 quid a month payment, it's not even going to come close.
Yeah.
No.
It's 3 years worth of payments probably to get something fixed on it if something big goes. And that's the problem with supercars. You might as well, and that's why people say to you, why do you keep buying brand new cars? Because I've got fucking 3 years warranty.
Yeah, that's it, innit? A friend of ours, is that what you were referring to?
I didn't want to mention any names.
Well, no, we're not going to mention names, but he's got a 570S and there's something going on with it, something not quite right.
Oh, right, this is not what I was on about.
Was it not? The other
McLaren.
one. Well, he's got a 570S and there's something not quite
Which
right.
Which says it all.
Yeah.
2 McLarens.
Yeah, 2 McLarens. It's the same group, to be fair.
Yeah.
But there's I don't know what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's making some weird noises and something's not quite right with it. It needs some sort of engine mount replacement. There's something with the engine mounts. And he said in the group to the lads, like, how much do you reckon McLaren have said for this engine mount job? and one of them went 10 grand, and I was like, fuck off, it's not going to be anywhere near 10 grand, it'll be way less than that. An engine mount, it's like a piece of rubber really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's the fuck all. I know that some have active engine mounts that obviously move with the thing and whatever. £30,000 to replace.
This shit definitely moves then.
£30,000 to replace the engine mount. Apparently that's what McLaren have quoted.
And that's
luckily this car's under
570.
your 570S, that's a baby one. So luckily this car's under warranty, so he ain't got to pay that, but that's what the bill would have been.
30 grand for that.
You'd expect a
That's
whole
ridiculous.
fucking, you'd expect a whole engine for that, wouldn't you? 30
Well,
bags.
Exactly, yeah. But you can pick up a 570S for £100,000. We've seen them for sale, right?
Yeah.
Because we test drove one.
Yeah. You'd
Imagine
rather
that.
break it, wouldn't you? You'd
What
rather
do you
break
think
it
of
down
them?
and fucking
Any
sell all
good?
of it.
Yeah, I fucking
really
loved
good.
it, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done anything with McLaren. I don't think I've ever driven one.
It's one of them cars,
Yeah.
the really out there ones with the wings, and they've gone to some trouble to like make it look good. Obviously, visually it looks great. The 570S, I'm not a lover of the way it looks, too soft for me, even though it's a McLaren. People are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It looks great. But I don't know. It's just a bit shit, innit?
Yeah.
But the drive of it,
Phenomenal.
on a
Really,
different
really
on a
good
different
drive.
level. The
Yeah.
drive is, which is what you do. You're in it. The cabin, it's dead. It's just dead nice. You feel cocoon, Alcantara all over the place. It's just a nice place to be, and really comfortable. When you think what they are,
Yeah,
they're
it
really
was.
comfortable cars.
As a daily, the suspension was good. The infotainment was shit.
The entertainment.
The infotainment. You know,
What's that? The entertainment. What is that? Was no one else? There was no one playing the drums for you.
I
Singing.
was sat next to him singing.
Yeah,
He's like, fucking shit that.
I wanted fucking Phil Collins next to me with the drums on. I can feel it crashing in a wall tonight. But the infotainment, the actual screen, everything's too slow. You press a button and then you wait about 10 seconds and then it changes to the next screen. That was shit. I don't know if they've done anything about that now. They might have done. But
Especially after hearing you moan about it, they'll be on that.
Oh, do you know what though? I would love to. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there, because I've got massive expectations. I've said this before in videos of supercars because I can't afford one.
Yep.
So I go into one, not in awe. I go into one going, this needs to seriously impress me because I couldn't afford to buy one. So this needs to be fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I look at a 570S and I think to myself, it drives amazing. Like they drive so well. But then when you look at the panel gaps and it looks like it's been put together by a 4-year-old and the infotainment's pretty shit, you think, fucking hell, these are quite expensive and I couldn't afford to buy one. So it's a bit disappointing on that bit. Purely to drive, mint, really good, innit?
What about, have you seen, do you like Maserati, Gran Turismos?
No.
You don't like them?
No.
I don't like Maserati. Anything.
Do you know why?
Okay.
Because anyone who drives Maserati talks like this. I drive a Maserati. I could have bought a Ferrari, but I wanted like Boise off
Yeah, I
On Fours
know,
Noses. There you go.
Marlene.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it
I
is.
love that.
I think that's what it is.
Innit?
Because it's got the Ferrari engine.
Yeah.
It's just like, you want a Ferrari, but
Couldn't afford one.
yeah. And to be fair, I don't like the styling of them.
No.
Do you know? I
don't
think
like them.
that's probably one of my all-time favourites.
Really?
If I'm on, I get asked a lot, "What's your favourite car ever?" And or what's your favourite car to drive? And as much of a dickhead as I sound saying this, I always say like cars are like shoes. Depends what you're doing in it. If I'm running across a field, I wouldn't want to wear brogues, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the same with cars. But Maserati Gran Turismo MC Sportlight was the one that I got lent for a week or so.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that thing. The
Really?
noise was a big part of it. They are one of the best sounding
Yeah.
cars, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was V8, and like it's just a beautiful car. But I kind of fell in love with that thing, and it fitted me really well. I've driven a lot of like Lambos and things, and I found that I'm probably too big for them.
Yeah.
So I didn't. But the Maserati just fitted me really, really well.
Bit better. The thing for me is, I would have never driven that 570S if he wasn't giving it as like, here you go, do a video on this, drive it. Because let's be honest, you when you look at a car to buy, visually you're looking at stuff that obviously you like the look of.
Yeah.
And then you go drive it, don't you?
Yeah.
If you don't like the look of a car,
That's true.
would you ever go and test drive it? Because you'd be like, don't like the look of that. Next, you'd be swiping, wouldn't you?
Like girls, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like girls.
Literally.
I'll test drive that one. She looks fine.
Well, that's
she's
it,
a
and it's
twat.
and
On
it's
to
the
the
same.
next one.
And it's the same thing, isn't it? You might look at you do the Tinder, right?
Nah.
You know?
Bollocks.
I mean, I might
Is
have
that
had
the
a
one?
look at it before, but
Yeah. So you're.
can we not just advertise what a loser I am on here?
So from what you were saying, gold membership on Tinder. Obviously, you get the choice, don't you? You get the choice of like putting your profile out to all these women's and stuff like that.
You know a lot
You
about
know.
this.
Yeah.
Is there actually?
Never mind, your wife was sitting there a minute ago.
Yeah. Is there actually a gold membership?
I don't know. I don't know. Apparently about $7.99 a month or so. So they tell
So
me.
they say.
Yeah, so Ben told me. But
Well, Ben's on platinum, so
yeah.
he can
can't-
afford it.
Yeah, he can't have the shit one, can he?
Nah, don't fuck about.
It's a big deal now.
Yeah, you
So
get-
Evil
you get-
GT's taken off. That's it. He wants the platinum
You
membership.
get access to the younger ones on that one.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
There you
We're
go,
going
mate.
Back to the beginning of this.
You shouldn't have said that.
15.
This is what you say when you start playing up to the joke that you're fucking start. You started, dickhead.
Right. Well, let's leave it at that then. But what I'm going to say, I've got a thing for an app, right?
Thank God you said app.
So, so you got the Tinder app profile, right? So you're swiping and stuff. You're swiping because you don't like the look of the particular. Which might be all right,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not quite your look, right?
Yeah.
What if, right? You didn't have a swiping and stuff, and you were like,
You just got
right,
straight in it.
You got straight in it and had a date,
The car he's talking about.
and then you'd be like, "You're a dickhead, you shit. You might look good, but you're shit."
You wouldn't know though because you was inside the car.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the woman. I'm not talking about cars. I'm talking about women.
I'm fucking lost here.
Do you know
No,
what?
No, stay with me. You've had 3 pints. I'm still with it.
Right, go on.
Right? The women I'm on about. Fuck the cars.
Right, so you're still on Tinder. Not
I'm
an
still
auto
on.
trader.
I'm not on
auto
auto Tinder now. I'm on auto trader. You know.
Right, yeah, go on.
Right. So you've got the woman. What about you're swiping? That woman might be actually really good for you.
Yeah.
She might not be your particular. Oh yeah, but the thing is, you might be in bed with her and think, yeah, you're a bit shit, you know, on the old looks, but you're fucking banging in bed, mate.
Lads usually
And
have,
they
to be
say
fair.
romance is dead.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying? But you might be swiping these women past.
Yeah, she could be the girl of your dreams.
They might actually be good because you are very vain and like looking at the women's on Tinder. You are though, aren't you? By your own admission.
What my own admission? I never admitted that. You told me.
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it?
No,
It's true. It's true.
I'm not falling for this.
know, yeah.
It's a little bit true, but it's not fully true.
he much prefers
Do you know what?
plenty of fish.
If I'm like half a pint deep now and I'm like, yeah, it's half true. By the time for the show, I'm like, where's my phone? I need to swipe right into some people.
I must have shitloads of messages.
Do you know, you're saying that like the dating and the cars and stuff. Many years ago, I did a thing for. Do you remember Men and Motors, the TV show?
Yeah.
So they were making a comeback, and which they still, I believe they still are. In fact, we had a meeting with them not that long ago, and
We're
they did
we're free and available, aren't we? You know, if they need anything.
You'd be great on that
we'll be on
channel.
that.
You boys
Well,
would be
that's our
great on
humour,
that
isn't it?
channel.
That's our humour.
Yeah, fucking
it's
about.
sexist. You know.
Excuse me.
That's nothing.
Do you know what? Do you know that's one of the ironies? I believe, and I don't know how much I can say about that, but I think
You might as well say it now.
this is my personal opinion on this.
Yeah, okay.
They will
Don't bring
struggle
us into it
to. I'm not going to say. This is your opinion. One of the opinions. This is my opinion of it was because now the way the world is, Men and Motors is seen as so you couldn't put that as a show onto ITV. I believe because it needs to be non-binary and motors, if you like, you know.
people and
Yes.
Oh, you can't have
transportation.
shit from 20 years ago
But
now. Yeah.
I did a pilot for them that was a dating show, and it was basically the girl chooses the car, and there's clues left in the car, but you get given a car, and it was literally just another driving gig for me. Got called in, and I was driving do you know a Xenos E10? Looks like like a Lotus Elise almost.
I've heard of a Xenos Roadster.
It's probably
Is that that might be the thing? I think I might have seen.
It's like like
rings a bell, that.
KTM Crossbow. It's like one of those road legal track
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
And they said, look, can you? All I've got to do is come in that, and then you get interviewed a little bit about why you drive that car. And the girl doesn't see you; she just picks on the car. And I can't even. There's 3 lads, 1 girl. I can't even remember. To be honest with you, I can't even remember how it worked. But that was all done based off the girl had to pick it off the car.
Right.
And I came second.
Really?
Out of 3. I was like, Jesus.
Best place to
it's
come,
not-
that, innit?
It's better than last.
Yeah, I suppose.
Always need to come second, mate.
I was like, great. She wasn't even that nice. I got blown out on national television. I was like, this is the story of my life. I spent half my life getting blown out. Now I'm getting on national television. I'm glad it never got picked up as a show now.
Well, that was my next question. Did it actually go out on TV?
No, I made sure as soon as I came second on it, I was like, I'll make sure that do a really shit performance in this. It's never going out anywhere.
You won't have a choice on this podcast. It's fucking going out.
It's going out, mate, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's going out. But this is the things about, you've told us about the Men and Motors in the past. And this is all the stories. You've got plenty of stories in your mind there somewhere. You might. The thing is with a beer, shit comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you start thinking
Usually
about
dad jokes.
Yeah.
dad jokes. But stuff does start to come out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good or bad? I mean, you've only had half a pint. Well, technically, you've had more than half a pint now.
2/3.
But
Yeah.
we've got some more, and we're just going to keep this podcast running until Nathan says, you two fuck off.
We'll be here till 3 a.m.
Yes.
It's just something triggers something, doesn't it? And in fairness, like it's been a bit of a surreal life for me.
You've never had a proper job, really?
No,
have you?
never.
Like a 9 to 5, like a warehouse job or anything like that? You've never done anything
When
like
I was
that,
like
Really
16 or something,
you had a shit job then?
yeah, I did that, and I worked in a factory for a little bit, and it just wasn't for me. And I'm shit at everything else, right? So driving was something I did as a baby, so I was brought up doing that, and it became natural. And like anything, if you start doing it as a kid, it becomes natural. After that, so academically, I'm shit. I can read and write, but not that well. I think realistically, if I look back now, I'm 40, and I think realistically, I'm probably dyslexic. And I'm probably a poster child for ADHD. So I'm always wanted to do something. So I just went, and I was lucky enough to be able to kind of carve out and wing my way through. And I was good enough, and let's take nothing away from it. I worked my bollocks off to get good at the driving. There was 20 years of doing it in wet airfields and shitty racetracks, and in fields and covered in shit, and doing it and teaching rallying to people that didn't want to listen and things like that. And it was only the last 8 years that it really took off. 7-8 years that it really got me to anywhere. That I was like, okay, great. And it's so easy, could have gone the other way, let's be honest. I could have not got that. And Fast and Furious Live was the catalyst to kind of really propelling it just before that.
But the thing is, you're saying you're not that academic and stuff like that, and I presume you didn't do very well at school.
No,
Not that interested.
Not that interested.
No, I just, do you know what it was? If I look at it now, I think it's the way I was taught. Because I couldn't understand why you had to, like some maths. I was like, why do I need to know this shit? If they'd have said, what car do you want to drive when you're older? And I go, a Ferrari. They would have gone, right, so you need to know.
You need to earn this amount of money.
Yeah, that would have made sense. Shit, so I can't just go and work in McDonald's and get a Ferrari. Okay, that would have made sense to me, and I'd have probably tried harder. Because they're like, you need to learn this,
algebra.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, I couldn't even learn my alphabet, let alone algebra.
You need to learn, if you want a supercar, McLaren, you need 30 grand if an engine mount goes. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, innit?
So you need a real good job. You don't just need a good job to get the car. You need a second job to pay for all the stuff.
Do you know, this beer keeps repeating on me. I think the only way to sort that out is to have another one in a minute.
I think we need to, yeah. Although,
that's
do you know what? Baby Guinness don't have bubbles in them, so...
Are we doing shots on this as well?
We'll just go as long as we can go for.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people have said, do a pissed up podcast.
Yeah,
we're delivering, aren't we?
Oh, I like the way I'm that guy.
You are.
Couldn't I? I'm
You are
going to
the
be that
first
one
one.
that gets, just so as you know, I'll be that one that gets you booted off YouTube.
Yeah. Well, this is the only thing I'm worried about is we might run out of memory cards.
That is a point, actually.
We'll be fine. I've thought about that. You see, the thing is, he thinks I'm thick as fuck, right? Because I'm on the same wavelength as you. When I was at school, wavelength, right? So this is the thing.
It's happening, lads. It's happening. We're all at it.
This is the thing. Like, because I'm talking and stuff, I get my words mixed
Is that what
up.
that was?
Because I am actually thick as fuck.
He's not stupid. He's
That's
just
a technical term.
But it reminds me when you said about working hard.
Yeah.
You don't have this problem because you're thick as fuck and you didn't work hard. That's why you sat next to me on this podcast.
Innit? I could have
Innit,
been.
mate?
I literally could have been fucking flying by now.
You fucking mom.
I'd have been like, I don't know. I would like to have thought that I'd be a business manager at Warrington Audi by now.
Well, you could have been
earning less than I was as a salesman.
You could have done, but you took my offer, didn't you?
Do you know what I did? Yeah,
And we don't want to get into that, do we?
well, no.
And look at you now.
There'll be a punch coming in from the side, you fucking dickhead.
No, there won't. But the overdraft has been seen a couple of times. But you know what? It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a quality of life's a big thing, isn't it? I was never cut out to do the 9 till 5 thing, and I think I was never sure whether I go down the route that I do, and I do shows and films and shit, doing driving cars. I don't know if I was that type of person, so I was always going to go down that route, or I went down that route, so I became that type of person. I don't know which way. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. But either way, I'm here, and I'm like, great. I've got nothing, but I never started with anything, so I couldn't give a bollocks. I'll carry on.
Exactly right. You didn't start with anything.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like the amount of times that you see people that have a lot, as in material shit, but then the life is But then the life
I've got fucking 20 years left on my mortgage. I've made 3 payments on a fucking... How many 20 years is in, like, 12? So what's that? Is that 360?
A shitload.
We literally just spoke about shit maths. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. 4 payments left.
Put it this way. Out of 300 fucking whatever's it is, or 200 and something, I've done about 3. Wow. So I can't really think of that. So you're saying I've got a lot of fucking debt.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
That's why, do you see that Euro Millions thing? Someone won 6. There was an unclaimed ticket or something. So I saw something came up on YouTube. Unclaimed ticket for 80 million or something. Oh. And it was down in West Sussex, where I was from. Or it was West or East Sussex. And I was like, that could have been mine. That 80 million. I could pay off some of my debts with that.
You go a long way, yeah. You'd have a couple of quid left, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Fucking hell. Do you know, though, is there anything that car related that you haven't done that you wish you had done?
100% Goodwood Hill Climb.
Really?
At the Festival of Speed. I just think it's awesome.
What would you like? What would you have loved to do it in? I mean, you still could, right? You could still do it.
Well, obviously, we're like,
I mean, we're
aren't we?
influential.
Yeah, so we can probably sort this out, can't we?
I've got a good story on this, actually. This is just reminding me.
Yeah.
So when we were doing Fast Live, we were taken to the W Motors stand as guests on their stand. So W Motors makes the Lycan Hypersport, which is in Fast 7, I think, 6 or 7. And so they had this stand, and we were just on there meeting people that were into the show. And the owner of W Motors came up and he said, look, we've got a couple of slots to drive this car up. He said like a £4 million car. So we got a couple of slots to drive it up the hill climb.
I bet you were like,
yeah, he goes, do you want to do it?
Pick me.
Honestly, I couldn't believe he asked me, and it's always been a thing of mine. Like, I've always wanted to do
instantly get on your hands and knees. Mate, I'm fucking whatever you need.
It's like I was going to have to do this.
What if the first thing someone said to you when you got in that £4 million car, send it? You'd be like, fuck off.
Right? Do you know what? But this is the irony of it, right? He goes, do you want to do it? And I went, yeah. And we was talking, and he said, have you got a race license? And I've never had a race license. So I was like, no, I haven't. He goes, oh, you should. Like, you're meant to have it. So, Bagsy was there, doing his drifting displays and stuff there. So I went up to Bagsy and said, you got a race license? He said, no, because we drift. Drifting's not recognised with the MSA, so we don't need to have one to go up there. Yeah. So just drift the bastard up there. So I was like, all right, cool.
Of course, as you do. Yeah. Go and skid a £4 million car up the hill.
That's when I had this moment of reality when I was sitting on the start, and I didn't even get that far. I was there, and I came back, and it was only, if it was just me there as an individual, I would have done it. But because I was signed to Universal and everything, and we were there as their guests and everything, I had this moment of clarity that I can't afford a wheel nut on this thing, and I'm on about sending it from the start, right? And it's a £4 million car. It's got diamonds in the headlights, and I'm like, if something goes wrong, I'm losing my gig. Yeah. So I had to go. Sorry, guys.
It'd have been a cool way to go out, though, wouldn't it? I got sacked from Universal for smashing up a £4 million hypercar or whatever the fuck.
If you're going to do it, that's going out in style, right?
Fucking right it is, yeah.
I need to go back to the diamonds. And are you taking a piss with them?
It's got diamonds in the headlights.
Right. So
don't say a word to your missus.
Little ones like surrounding.
She'll want that
inside.
shit.
Well, that's it. Right. So cars are cars. I get the visuals on them. They look great.
Yeah.
I mean, diamonds in the headlight. You're going to see them. You'd be like, oh yeah, we've got Evil GT in the headlights of the RS4. You can only see it if you're real close up. No one even notices it, right? Bit of a waste of money, but we didn't pay for it anyway, so who gives a fuck? But diamonds in it. Imagine if you spent like fucking 20 grand on these diamonds on one headlight, and you'd be like, if you have to tell someone it's got diamonds in the headlights, it's a fucking waste of money in it. Oh, I've got me RS4. It's got diamonds in the headlights, and you're like, that's it. Where? You'd be like, oh, that's a fucking waste of money, isn't it? So
I'd be like, me, so I'm going to smash the. I'll take one of them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like
People
it's a headlight.
They wouldn't be nicking your car, would they?
No.
Yeah, brought the headlights out of it. And, it was crazy, the money was spent. And do you know what? I'll be honest with you. The car itself, I was massively disappointed in anyway. Just when they fired it, I never got to drive it properly. I drove one of them, but it was a fake one that they bought on the show. Right. But when they fired this thing up, it's basically got a Porsche engine in it, and it doesn't sound like
I was about to say, what
Everyone knows that Porsche is shit. So
I can't even remember what it was, but it was disappointing. You know, Vicky Butler Henderson.
Yeah.
So she
have
was
you met
there.
her? You must have met her.
Yeah, only at this gig. Weirdly enough, I don't think I've met her on anything else. Met Tiff a couple of times on stuff.
Have you met her on a threesome? Because I think she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Do you know? I don't know.
I think she's got a husband and kids.
I thought she was married.
She's a lesbian at the weekend. Then.
I'm sure it's like wishful thinking with him.
Aren't
Isn't
we all?
This is comedy, by the way. You can't get in done for it. Calling someone a lesbian.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a slang, is it? You're like saying,
Nothing wrong with being a lesbian.
saying, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm a lesbian.
That's it. Yeah, I won't put it past you.
Technically, I am a lesbian. So is
You're
he.
such a child.
What? It's the fucking same thing, isn't it?
That is the most childish thing I've ever heard you sound. Let's take it down. And that's saying something.
So do you do that scissor stuff with your missus then? Because that's what the lesbians do, don't they? I've seen it on Men and Motors.
I don't know what's worse.
That was the one I was on.
I don't know what's worse, seeing your dad doing this.
Yeah.
Or saying that's what lesbians do.
You boys are brutal. I'll get the giggles here. I'm nearly a beer in here, and this is now we've got to this subject.
Do you know what I think on these podcasts? I actually reserve myself because the shit I want to say, I say tone it down.
Thank God for that.
So I don't think this is. I mean, we're not comedians, but you hear comedians, they are fucking brutal when they're talking about stuff. I think because we try and have a podcast that's like non-serious. So if you're non-serious, really, you're having a bit of comedy in it, aren't you? Well, we're not telling jokes. We're not saying the chicken crossed the road and shit like that, all that kind of stuff. But we're trying to be a little bit.
Yeah. And you know what? With that comes, there's a massive culture at the moment for people being offended by everything, isn't there? Do you see Ricky Gervais's thing when he said, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right?
Yeah.
Which I couldn't agree with more. Yeah. So if they don't like it, change your station, go to something else.
There's too many snowflakes.
You don't have to watch you.
Yeah. Ricky Gervais, his speeches on. Does he do the Oscars and stuff?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Oh my God.
Oh, I tell you what, he's like.
Yeah, he's full on.
Unbelievable.
He's full on.
Mad, isn't he?
Like, I mean, there's abuse, but I mean, some of the stuff he's saying to the actors and actresses
he's brutal.
in the audience is fucking brilliant. I mean, if you ask me, because particularly the last one, because he knew he wasn't doing another one after that. So he's like, fuck it.
Surprised he did one after the first one.
I know, yeah.
He's probably got progressively worse as the years have gone on.
Do you know what? Ricky Gervais is a comedian for me. When I was younger, because obviously he's been around for most of my life. When I was younger, I didn't really appreciate his comedy because it sort of makes you think with it a little bit. It's not just knock knock who's there type of stuff. He talks about everyday life stuff, but things that make you think. And he was talking about the offended thing, and he was. I mean, this wasn't on one of his stand-ups; it was just in an interview. But he was saying, what makes you think that it gives you the right to go through life never being offended? Like,
what makes you so special?
yeah, exactly, yeah. And that's the thing, innit? Everyone's offended. I mean, I'm 6'2", but you keep saying I'm 5'7". That's offensive.
That.
Listen, if you identify as a 6'2" person, then fair enough.
I identify. I fucking look at the bruises on my head. I keep smashing the fucking door frames.
Benji, I've never said you're 5'7".
Right.
That's fucking far too high for you.
I knew something was coming then. You just
such
knew.
A fucking bellend, isn't he?
Fucking 4'7", more like.
Where's the other 6 of you, mates?
Fucking hell. Listen, it's my height is all that way.
That's it. Everyone keeps going like we're doing this stuff. I keep going. Before I went to France, I was like, I've got to drop weight, and I got a real habit of sticking weight back on. And there was nothing. All the catering out there was nothing but bread being in France. And so I jacked on weight, and I was like, I've got to lose it and get in shape. And I was like, do you know what? I am in shape. It just so happens to be round.
That's it, innit? Yeah.
No, well, I wasn't joking before when I seen you on your Instagram, like I was showing in last night, because I thought, I just wanted something to talk about. I mean, we've spoken shitloads of times, so I thought, let me just go on your Instagram and see if there's something deep down that I could like say, oh, remember that picture from 5 years ago? And I looked and I thought, yeah, you look. I mean, you're not heavy now. I mean, What are you now? 13 stone?
14, the 14.6 I was just before I went to France. Yeah.
So 5 years ago,
Can't
everyone...
remember, my cock and balls weigh about 4 stone though.
Well, I didn't want to mention them because this podcast is like censored and stuff like that.
Yes.
He has to do that though.
You remember, I was showing you them both earlier.
Yeah.
Literally has to fucking do that to get his testicles out of his eyes.
He's the only person. The only person I know that needs to do an handstand taking a piss. So, and that's waiting in the fucking queue behind you. When you go into the toilet behind you two, you think you're fucking walking upside down.
I shouldn't have opened that can of worms there. I shouldn't have said a word.
Music follows us around. Right? That's why me and him are doing handstands to the bog.
So,
you're a knobhead. Did I tell you that before?
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I actually agree with you. I mean, that's a compliment. I've been called a lot fucking worse, and that's off you.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing is with banter, like years ago when I was younger, I was like, I'm not getting involved in this banter shit because I was just like, I don't want to be abused, nor do I want to abuse anyone. Since I've been with you, I never used to say anything to anyone. It's you that's brought it out of me because he's so brutal. All I've done is come up to his level. I wasn't like this before. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I never give anyone shit. I just like, I'll just go out. Everyone got a compliment because I didn't want to get anything back. You've actually made me really thick-skinned.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it.
Yeah, because you're a prick.
I think we need to start getting these millennials on. We'll give them a load of shit as well.
Yeah, definitely. See, we could single-handedly fix all these people born just because they're born like, is it like late 90s?
Yeah.
They grew up in the noughties, didn't they? And it's like, they're all like, they're just all soft as fuck, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are,
It's like they can't deal with anything.
Do you know, can you remember Harris, our old editor?
Yeah. I mean, he's hard as nails, isn't he? He's dead hard. He'd twat you. He's been in the army, isn't he?
I'd fucking headbutt him in the testicles anyway, fuck him.
Well, he's not a millennial. He's a millennial. Well, he's not even a millennial, is he? He's like 27, 28.
No, I don't think he's that old, is he?
But he's not a typical, because he's in the army.
He's 22, 23, I think.
All right, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
He still is.
But he's been in the army. But but even he's told me stories about in the army, right? That there's people now in the army that are saying, oh, you can't, so like drill sergeants, whoever the fuck they are, I don't know what the exact terms of them, but he was telling me stories of some of the lads that were in the army that were like, they'd go off to such and such and say, you know, I'm not feeling right with how I'm being spoken to and all this kind of shit in the army, right? No joke. So Harris is saying to me, because I was like, you know, it's fucking tough in the army, innit? Like, you know, I've been in football environments. Rugby's even worse than that. I've seen rugby. I've been in a football environment from a kid growing up, and we take the piss out of each other, and it's all a bit of laugh and banter. Then obviously the motor trade is fucking savage. I mean, you know, it's all jokes. But Sean, our used car sales manager, he was Jewish, so we used to call him Sean the Jew, and I used to.
Did that come out loud? Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
It's funny
you
though.
find that funny, Nathan?
No, there's nothing. There's obviously nothing. It was.
I just like the amount of thought you put into the name.
Innit?
What made you come up with that?
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? But he used to take the piss out of me, calling me a fat, bald knobhead and stuff like that, which is, you know, it's jokes, innit? It's just banter and taking the piss and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Harris is saying to me that in the army now, these you know, people in the army are going, no, you know, I don't feel comfortable being spoken to like that. You're in the fucking army, mate.
Yeah, don't do that then. If do you know what? It's offence should only be taken if it's meant to be given. Is a thing to me. And there's a lot of people that then go and do something, knowing full well it's not their bag. Like I can't go to try and join Mensa and go, because I'm a genius at stuff. What, you won't have me. You're making me feel bad because you're not telling me I'm a genius.
Yeah.
I just don't go and do it because you just can't do certain things if you're like that. But that's life. Like, take in the chin, move on.
Yeah,
just find your lane and go down it. That's why I had to do that. Like, and it just so happens it was driving cars, and then my downtime is getting pissed, and I'm really good at both. At the drinking.
Well, no one's ever told you to stop doing it, so he must be all right.
Oh, everyone tells me to stop drinking.
Fuck that. Let's go and get another pint.
Tell me to stop driving.
You're
as
empty.
well.
I'm empty. What
Let's do it. Let's get that.
I'm
I could
nearly
use
there.
a wee, lads.
Just let me tell you this before we take the 17th break. Imagine, right, we're going into war with Russia, and it's all kicking off, right?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if they go into Russia and Russia starts shooting at whoever. You'd be like, oh, don't shoot at me. You're not supposed to shoot at me.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I can't take the banter. I can't take the bullet banter. You know what I mean?
To be fair,
Bullet banter.
getting your head blown off or being called a pussy or something like
It
that.
puts it in perspective as well, doesn't it? You go, look,
Yeah.
the reality is we're going to be, and I've got friends that are in the army and people that have now retired from it, and I know a few little bits that they've told me, and you go, the reality of what they've been through, and the likes of us that haven't done it, you can't even get your head around. You go, that takes a particular type of person. So if you're in that, like if that's, you're not the right sort of person, the reason they talk to you like that and do that is to make sure you're the right type of person.
Exactly.
That you're going to be in a position where people are shooting at you.
Yeah.
Like I know what I can't do. I'm way too much of a pussy.
Same.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
with you there.
And that's the thing. Technically, now we've all got guns shooting at each other. Unfortunately, you've been shot the most.
I see, I'm that bad. Someone sends me a strongly worded email, I get upset. Let alone get a shot at. You know what I mean?
Well, all I'm going to say is make sure you come back for part 4.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are back.
We're back. I was just saying, this is the thing about when you're doing something pissed. Any job you're doing pissed. This is why you're not supposed to drive a car pissed, operate machinery pissed.
Or
It's because
podcast machines.
Yeah, because we don't actually know
Yes,
if this is working properly now.
Well, that's going up, and the red light is flashing on the camera over there, so
And
we might be okay.
The beauty is you just don't give a shit, though, do you?
Well, there is always that, yeah.
Cheers, lads.
We
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Nice one. Thanks very much. I can't believe I'm the only one that's drinking an Irish drink in an Irish bar, but
We do that later. We get on the Guinness in a bit. So let's talk about the bar. See, now we've utilised the bar today because obviously you've supplied the drinks and we've supplied the podcast.
Absolutely.
Is that something that's a good thing? Who knows?
yes. Well, can you talk us through a week of D13? So you must have shit now that goes on throughout the week. I saw on Instagram yesterday it was open mic. So from sort of Monday to Sunday, like what does the D13 week look like?
So, do you know what? It's funny you say that because when we took it on, as I said before, we knew nothing about the industry. We just went, we like to party. Other people might want to do it with us. Let's open a bar. It's a great idea. And you kind of, stupidly or naturally, we assumed people would just, you open the door, people just come through. And we learned early on, your midweek, in the summer, we've got a really big outdoor space and we put a band on the roof outside and we have huge parties here and it goes
What, on
off.
the pitched roof?
No. We've got a bar built outside. And on the roof of that, there's like a...
That's where the band goes.
Yeah, band. So,
Yeah,
so the band's like a focal point, you know, everyone's looking up at the band in the middle. And that works really, really well. And obviously, because the weather's good, everyone's out. But come the winter months, we were like, oh, wow, like people just don't come out as much. So we realized that we needed to do something to attract people to come out all the time. And so now we do on a Tuesday. And it's not every Tuesday, but we do sort of every other week. There's either a quiz night. And because of the way we are, it's not like your normal boring pub quiz.
Yeah.
It's our guy comes in and it's, you know, how many you have to guess how many shots he can down in 30 seconds and just, you know, just silly things.
Sounds
You guys have
like
got to come and do it.
Quiz night, that.
You guys have got to come and do it. You'll love it. It is actually really good fun.
I mean, that ain't no quiz night I've ever been to before.
No,
Quiz
especially on a
night
Tuesday.
is shit like, what's the capital of something? And you think, I don't know. How many shots can this... At least you're going to have a guess, aren't you?
Innit?
He's
Yeah.
like, 7.
I'll be feeding that fucker. If he didn't get to my number, I'd be like, listen, come on. Get these shots down, you
Yeah,
baby
it'll be
Guinness.
you, won't it?
Yeah,
It'll be you.
I'll buy him just to make sure he drinks them.
Do you know the best thing that ever happened? One of the things he did, he had 3 different sauces, hot sauces, and by his reaction to tasting them, you had to guess which was the hottest. And obviously, his housemate we know really well, and we got him to get the hottest one you could possibly get. This stuff was like medical, dude. Someone put a tiny bit on my cheek; it burned till the next day. It was a joke. You've never laughed so much. Like he does A, and he's like, and he's trying to fake it all the time.
Yeah,
he gets to B, he gets to C, and he's like crying and everything. And I was like, oh, is it C by any
so
chance?
he is actually trying to give the false reaction.
Yes.
But obviously, if you do it, you're like one of them.
Yeah,
you
like
can't fake that.
he's
can
damn
you?
near crying. This stuff
Yeah.
was horrendous.
I get what you mean, though.
Yeah. Well, they tried to make us fucking eat some of that shit on Awesome GTI's podcast, didn't
Ah,
they?
fucking
What's it
hell.
called? The Bomb.
The bomb.
Not,
The thing
not
is,
eating it.
once bitten, twice shy.
Innit?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not doing that shit again.
He gave us some of this chocolate, right? And this chocolate had, what was it? Ghost chilies, or was it something else?
the stuff that fucking hurts your mouth when you put it in.
That could be a lot of things, that, to be fair.
Always
this
you to lower the tone.
I'm
innit?
just saying.
You know what I mean?
Hashtag just saying. But this chocolate, I don't even know what it was. Whatever chilies was in it, it was ridiculous. And you had one chunk and spat it straight out, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it in and I was just like, yeah. And it was fine for about half a second. And then, I don't know how your taste buds work, right? but they fucking relay informations to your mind.
Delayed
right?
reaction.
Fuck taste buds. You know, like you eat something nice and it's like, oh, this is lovely. When you have a beer, it's like, nice beer, this, you're enjoying it. I wish you could turn it off when you don't like something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't need to taste this now because this is fucking killing me. I've never had anything that's given me face pins and needles before. No joke, that's not even an exaggeration. I couldn't feel my face at all. Like everything was just all numb and pins and
That's
needles.
what this stuff. They put a bit on my cheek, and someone wiped on my lip, and I swear I got Bell's palsy for like 4 hours or something. I was like I was having a stroke. It was horrible, man. Blew my mind. It was gross. I've never had anything like it.
No, but
that's our quiz night.
Do you know what? It sounds fucking brilliant.
Interesting.
Do you know what though? It does also bring to the forefront of my mind that people will do absolutely fucking anything for a few quid. Won't they?
Yeah, there's the prize fund of this is 30 quid or something, or 30 or 40 quid for the.
I'm talking about your quizmaster.
Yeah.
He'll literally do anything for a few quid, won't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. He only gets 30 or 40 quid.
Fuck it, yeah, I'll give myself a stroke.
It's brutal.
I'm surprised you pay him.
I know. That's class, that. So we definitely have never been invited to this.
You need to come, lads. You'll love it. It's just, everything we do, we're privately owned. So it's not like we have a big brewery that we have to. We do what we want, and we know our lane. Like with the driving and everything that we said before, I know my lane, and we know our lane with this place. What we're not starchy. You come here, it's going to be a good fun night, and for that we then know our audience. So we got the right audience for this place, and everyone that comes really has a great time.
Well, we can vouch for that. I mean, we've been in there. I mean, it's just a shame you're a little bit out of the way for us because it's like half an hour, but. We've been in here. If you want a pub with atmosphere, this is the place.
Oh, without a doubt.
This is the place. And obviously, you make the atmosphere though, don't you? Because we come in and see you, and sometimes Shane's here and stuff. But just the people in general are like, it's not when you go into like a chain pub where it's like just like I'm not going to mention any, but the same ones. It's even the same layout.
Yep.
There's no atmosphere, is there? In here. There's just atmosphere. And if you want that out of a pub, you're not going to be able to eat. I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it?
That's it.
Eating's cheating anyway, isn't it?
Exactly. And let's be honest, the only time you want to eat is when you're pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about everyone else,
but... end of the night.
Yeah. And you know what? There's a kebab shop down the road.
In it. Kebab shops that way.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
And we know our lane. And our lane isn't the food. We can't do food that well. So we get Tatton House to do a bit of food for us. But... we're not about doing fancy food. There's plenty of lovely restaurants along it that do it. But what we do better than, and they do that better than us, and what we do better than them is you come here and there's a good party every time you come.
Yeah. And we know that for the fact. So obviously not everybody listening to this podcast is in the Knutsford vicinity. But if you don't know about it here, D13, that's why we put that there. Irish bar. It's, to be fair, it ain't really Irish, is it?
No, but here's the thing with it. Right, so we said this on like early on when we took this, and we went for a boutique-y Irish bar. So we didn't want it to be too much. It wasn't going to be the cheesy place. It wanted to be a theme of Irish to it. So it very much takes you through a journey, the bar. So from the very front, so we're upstairs now in this room, and from the front it's very old, and it's very woods, and there's Guinness signs. And so as you go through, we've got sort of like that resin floor that's all coppers and greens, and it's kind of a bit more modern, some art on the wall and everything. And then you go out the back and it's all black with a band on the roof, and it's a crazy place. And that's kind of what we wanted to do, take you sort of a bit more modern as you come through, and just something a little bit more boutique-y. It wasn't going to be spit and sawdust, but so it's, I'm
like saying
a bit better than that. I'm
saying it's not an Irish bar because I feel like it's got its own identity. It's not like you were saying, we went to, if you call your bar Mc or anything, like anything Irish-y, it's like, oh yeah, it's an Irish bar. I think this bar's got like I say, its own identity. Doesn't have to associate with being an Irish bar, even though, I mean, Shane's Irish, isn't he? So he set it up with you. So what is that partnership? How much can you say about what that is?
Yeah, apart from any major financials, but I'll tell you straight off, like we're 50-50 on this, and I put in a chunk of my money. When I say a chunk of it, all the money I had, and he put in more than I did because he's worth a lot. He's a pop star. He's got more. But essentially, he's like a big brother to me. So like we've been friends for probably nudging best part of 15 years thereabouts. And he's been through through a lot, like everyone, you go through a lot of shit in your life as well, some good stuff, but both of those, he's been there, and I'd like to think the other way around as well.
Yeah.
And more so, I think, he didn't necessarily, like, he didn't need to do this. He's got his, he's obviously successful in music and he's got other bits going on. And I think he decided he'll get involved in this because, it's another business, it's not that it doesn't make money, but he did it to back me more than anything, I think, is the reality of it.
Do you know what I've noticed about him? Shane, I mean, I don't know him anywhere near. We've known him for, 12 months? And that's not even know him. That's just like...
We've met him a few times.
We've met him a few times.
He's a very nice, open guy. You'd feel like the first time you meet him,
yeah,
you're friends with him.
Do you know?
He's not like a standoff guy.
No, definitely not. But the majority of people who are in the public eye, like celebrities and all that kind of stuff, they generally only really mix with other celebrities, don't
That's
they?
why we get on with him so well.
That's probably... Yeah, do you know what? I didn't even think of that.
I didn't realise that. Yeah.
But he... doesn't seem to be. He seems, obviously he's got, I mean, it's different because obviously you got Ronan and you got the other lads and people from like the Fats and Smalls lot, and so it's impossible
John
for him
Barnes
not
as well.
to.
John Barnes is his neighbour.
Yeah, I'm a United fan though, so John Barnes is bang average. But I met him, he's sound. I had a photograph with John Barnes actually. He was sound. He's a nice guy. But what I'm saying is, I have seen plenty of people. I mean, there was a guy I grew up with. I won't mention his name, but there's a guy I grew up with that ended up going on to play for Stoke City, and as kids we were best mates in primary school and stuff, and signed a professional contract for Stoke City, and then unfollowed me on Twitter, and you sort of go, oh, right, okay, it's like that. I never get the impression that Shane, as sort of, he's obviously higher profile than the majority of people that he sort of associates himself with, but he don't give a fuck. Like, that's not the... a lot of people clout chase, don't they? They sort of, I'm me, and I'll only mix with people who are on a similar sort of level as me. He comes across to me as not. He don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, you're saying that though. I mean, since we've started this YouTube stuff, and we've got all our subscribers, you've fucked loads of people off on Instagram. You were like, fucking celebrity to me, man. I can't associate with you, mate.
Yeah, to be fair, Ben, you swung round here now, didn't you? Oh, dick swinging everywhere. I'm a big deal.
That's it.
Yeah.
You never go on Instagram to even know that anyway.
Look.
You're far too important for
Can't
Instagram.
Take a bit of banter, can you?
You
chill out, dickhead.
Absolutely. Fucking cop-ite. But no, on a serious note, that's how he comes across to me. Like, the majority of people I've ever seen him with have been like, normal people like us. Do you know what I mean?
He's very much... do you know what? I can't think how to describe it, but it's very rare you meet someone like him who's lived a life like him. So, he was famous from the age of 16, in this huge band, and it's hard to compare that to anything. To me, because he doesn't necessarily, when I say doesn't mix in that way, obviously he knows a lot of people, and because he doesn't say anything about it, he doesn't care almost about that. Yeah. It still blows my mind because I know he's famous, but because he's my friend, we'll be at an event, and I'll just give you a prime example. We were at some event before, and Simon Cowell comes walking over and is like, "Shane, darling, it's great to see you." And you're like, "Oh shit!" Like that's Simon Cowell, and Simon Cowell's coming over to say hello to you, because then you realise, they're 25 years in the industry, and they're fundamentally, if you looked at any other business, that's if it was booze, you're going, oh my god, that's Budweiser or something. That's a huge brand that's been around. So if you're an up and coming brand of beer, you're going, whether you like Budweiser or not, you go, Jesus, that's a huge drink. And that's them, I guess.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. Really? Did they actually like each other?
Do you know what? I don't know. I have nothing
to do with the
relationship.
You just don't know in the industry, do you?
Yeah.
You know about Simon and Shane now?
Yeah, because Simon's coming over. Hello, darling, and all that. Yeah. But the industry, I know we joke about being in it, but the big celebrity, like when you're in it, do they all like each other? Do they fuck? No. They'll be like, oh, here's that cunt from fucking whatever, and they'll be like, here's that, and they'll be like, oh, I better make out that we're dead good mates. And that's the thing. That's the thing with when we're doing stuff now. I know it's a podcast and it's still like, we're doing stuff. We're not celebrities, but the thing is, we're here because we want to be.
Speak for yourself. I better be after this.
You're going to the moon, mate.
Yeah.
Better get your spacesuit on. But we're here because we're friends.
Yeah.
Because me personally, and I know like some people you have to come around to, and not everybody's everyone's cup of tea. Like everyone, no matter who you are, you might be the nicest person in the world. Someone will fucking dislike you.
Oh, of course, yeah.
For being too nice, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, for us, we go places where, like, I was looking forward to this, probably because it was in a pub. But we've
does
had,
help, doesn't it?
It does help, yeah. But we've had plenty of conversations, and we've only known you for a short period of time. But what we do know is, we come here for a day doing this. This ain't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. This is just a laugh, innit?
100%.
The only hard work in this is making sure shit is working and recording and synced up and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So to me, like, it comes back to the money thing. I mean, we make arguably nothing off this. This is just very early stages of just sort of like trying to get on the podcast ladder. Yeah. But the thing is, it's not about the money, is it?
No.
It's just about this is just building it all up.
If you start any business, the same with this bar, and you were saying about like what happens through the week with this, and we had to build on each thing every day. We realised that with live music on a Wednesday, the Knutsford Singles Group comes and takes over the upstairs of this venue on a Thursday. So there's always something going on.
What's that day?
Tomorrow night, lads. Tomorrow night. This is a Wednesday, isn't it? So
is anything happening on a Wednesday?
With live music tonight.
Oh, live tonight?
Yeah, live music tonight.
Okay.
Get in. Hey, he's good at the guitar, him.
Oh, well, then you're getting up.
Let me just tell you the story at the end. Hopefully no one's listening to this bit because it's like way down.
We're 2.5 hours in on now, so no one's listening anymore.
No one's listening anymore. So I got the opportunities a few times to work in a sex club, right? Not in it. I was doing some filming, right?
Okay.
So anyway...
we need to elaborate on this fucking story.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's working in this sex club. And the guy, he was telling me the story because I'm dead like... No, I'm pretty nosy, but from a business point of view. So I'm like, who'd you get in and stuff like that? And he's like, so on a Wednesday, it's transsexual night. So you get all these transsexuals in. And I'm like...
Can't be out of that night.
So I'm trying to have a joke with him. So I'm trying to have a joke with him.
This is in Liverpool, isn't it?
This is in Liverpool, yeah.
I knew it.
Fucking scouse transsexuals. I mean... I don't mind trannies in general, but fucking scouse ones, you got to draw the line somewhere, haven't you?
He is joking about that. There's probably no scouse fucking patrons on our channel, but he is joking.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a mank. It's a fucking thing, innit? Mank, scouse banter.
Yeah.
So I was like saying, oh yeah, I forget what I said to him now, but I had a bit of a joke with him.
Right.
And he was dead serious about the trannies coming in. They wouldn't look at it. It's like, fucking hell, mate. It's a bit of a laugh. You know, but he was telling me about all these things that happen in the sex club.
I'm really sorry, I'm getting the giggles. It's just you. I work in a sex club. I've still got the giggles from back then. I'm like, I can't keep
I was doing some filming in there. So anyway,
what was you filming?
We was using it like an extracurricular filming activity.
Yeah. Can we just rewind this just for a moment? So I just want to be clear about this story. I got the giggles so bad. So you're working in this transsexual club for...
No, it wasn't a transsexual, it was just a sex club.
That was just on a Wednesday night.
Just on a Wednesday, it was tranny night, yeah.
You found yourself in there on that. Oh, I got a story about that.
Literally, I was like this going, I need the toilet.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We used it in the daytime for filming. It's like a studio set, right? So it had all like... It had like a pole dancing set in there and all graffiti background and all like set up nice.
Yeah.
So we used it for, we had a production going on. Right. Anyway, that you needed that backdrop, right? So, so anyway, I'm asking him all kinds of questions about the club and he's like, and these signs all up. So that was he said, so tonight it's transsexual night. So I'm just like trying to make a bit of a light-hearted thing about it. Yeah. So as you're walking around the club, there's signs on the wall saying, no loitering at the door, right? So I presume these rooms are used.
Sure, it's no littering.
It definitely fucking wasn't. It definitely wasn't no littering. So it was like. So I can imagine this guy stood there and watching all this sex going on because it's a sex club, right? So I presume sex shit goes on. So anyway, so I'm thinking you can't stand at the door, mate, on your own, you know, because he's a single guy. But there's a sign on the wall saying don't do it. But I'm thinking, what if someone broke the rules and stood at the door and just stood there like watching all this sex and shit? So I'm thinking... So anyway, I'll just carry on my own.
I can't deal with this.
So
I'm just imagining Lee in a doorway going. And then looking at a sign going, oh fuck, I'm not supposed
Yeah,
to
I
do
can't be
this.
perving here.
So I'm asking all these, and I've got. Let me just finish off.
What?
By saying, right? I don't actually know what I'm going to finish off by saying.
Well, Nathan wants to know where this place is for a start.
The reason that I said it and I got onto that is because you saying on a certain night we have the singles nights in here.
Wow. I can't believe how that story's just come all the way back to that.
And going back to the bit, in a sex club, you're all right as a couple. So if you and your missus went in, that's all good. But you as a single guy...
Weird.
No, it's like you're not allowed in. A single woman can go in, right? So you can go in as a single woman. But a single guy, they'd look at you as if to say, we don't really want your kind in here tonight. Well, any night, really. If you're a single woman, you could be any kind of... Could be heterosexual, bisexual, lesbian, whatever. As a woman, you're all right to go in. And I bet as a woman, you can fucking stand at the door, can't you? You know what I mean? If you're a guy, you fuck off, mate.
So she's managed to get a leg up there. That's fucking... Fair play. Imagine from the doorway.
How do we get to that from Knutsford Singles?
I mean, it sounds a bit like Knutsford. The thing is, Knutsford Singles, they obviously want to get the fuck on, don't they?
You'd think so.
The single night, you get in with other singles, you don't have to say, oh, you're married. Oh, you got a boyfriend, girlfriend.
These are some of my best customers here.
Yeah, I bet.
I have no idea what they want to get up to. They're just lovely people that come and no. Do you know what? It was a group, and the lady Sue Cobb, she approached us and she set this up. She's got various businesses, but she set this up as a Facebook group.
She fit.
And she's a lovely lady.
So she's 60 then.
Listen, I'm going to lose all my customers here because of you lot. Sue's amazing. Hi, Sue.
Hey, Sue, if you're on the Patreon, thank you for your £3 a month plus VAT. We don't get the VAT, it's £2.50 we get.
It is, yeah. Thanks very much.
And we're not fucking splitting it. Keep telling
Do you know what? Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that because I didn't know that sort of thing existed until I
Yeah.
was watching your podcast and that.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little of what is Patreon?
So
I've
it's
never
like,
heard of this until I see a thing.
do you know when you get like a pledge, someone can pledge you something?
Yeah.
And that's sort of like, you know, when people do, you know, when there's a charity going on, what is it called?
Like the Just Giving page.
Just Giving, yeah.
Okay, so they don't like it's a monthly that they.
But that's for like someone needs some help, operation or whatever, and you say, right, we need £10,000. Patreon's like an ongoing version of that. We need help, right? We need a fucking lot of help.
Yeah, we may as well just put it on Just Giving.
So what is it a set amount or can they choose how much?
The
they
minimum that Patreon lets you put in is £3 a month, but then Patreon add VAT to it, which we don't get.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but Patreon say it's £3 a month plus VAT, so it's £3.60 a month. We've worked it out, we get about £2.50 a month for that.
Okay.
That's what comes to us.
So they're automatically taking the VAT out, presuming we make over the VAT threshold. You'll know about all that because is it 70 grand or something?
I don't know what it is
I'll
now.
fucking
There's a
tell you
reason
right now.
I get bookkeepers to deal with all that for
exactly.
me.
So you don't deal with all that, but
It's all cash, you don't need to know
we
about it. See you
definitely,
later.
we definitely don't get into the VAT threshold, right?
No,
maybe in 10
fucking
years'
hell, no.
time we might
Yeah.
earn enough.
Yeah.
So they take it out at source, but yeah, we don't see it, which is a bit annoying because we'd like to just charge the customer £3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to charge them £33 if the truth be known, but
Yeah.
we can't get away with that.
No.
But we do appreciate. I mean, I'm joking about that. We really appreciate, and we're going to shout out on the next podcast when we've got it in front of us because we've got 134 patrons at the moment.
No shit.
Hang on.
That's
Which is-
Hang
which
on.
is
We might have
decent.
more than that. Let's check.
That's really
we
cool.
might have even more than
Yeah,
that.
and we really. I know you get people watching on YouTube your stuff, but when someone's willing to part with any amount of money,
Absolutely. Do you know what?
it's
It's
good.
weird, isn't it?
35,
How people
35.
like you say, when it actually comes to parting with the money, it's like good feedback on something. And I'm sure, like you boys, doing it's YouTube, so you can. It's very easy for someone to leave a bad comment.
Oh
A
yeah,
good comment
100%.
is much harder to get. And so it's the same with the money side of it. If someone's actually willing to do that, you go, it's
Definitely,
much
yeah.
harder to get someone to do that shit than you realise, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these are Patreon exclusive, so these might hit YouTube eventually. But this to us is like this is for our Patreon. This might go on YouTube down the line, but it'll
6
be
months or
it'll
something
be
like that.
it'll be way down
Yeah.
the line. It's definitely the £3 that our Patreons are paying. it's definitely worth it for them to get like the specials, because we're doing these drop on a Wednesday, and we do a normal podcast just with our bullshit that we talk about, which is the same shit. It's just we're talking to each other. So most of the time it's just, I said to Ben, I was like, what do we talk about? And he said this shitload. So I'll leave it to him. But with this, like, we have our guests on, and it's all about you, not about us, even though we've been talking a little bit. But and that's the thing. If it does go back onto us, then it's only you. We tend to try and keep it about you.
Yeah.
Because we do ours at the weekend.
The trouble is with that, you've got 135, but you've got Patreons.
Yeah.
If you just make it all about me, you'll end up with about 3. They'll be like, who's this dickhead?
No, we wouldn't be here if we didn't think your story was like podcast worthy. People love, I don't know why. I mean, I'm into podcasts now, and I listened to one on the way to Telford not so long ago. I mean, it was hours. But I listened to one, and I was like, I was in it. But you get sort of like, you know when you're driving somewhere in a car and someone sat next to you and just have a conversation, and you get somewhere and you think, oh, that was an hour.
Yeah.
But it's gone dead quick. And I think that's what a podcast does in a car. Do you really want to listen to music? Boyzone. Do you really want to listen to Boyzone for an hour in the car?
Hi, Shane.
You know, I do actually. Yeah. I grew up on Boyzone, so the songs, like, I know a lot of them. Gay. I mean, he's like, oh, gay, yeah. But I do actually.
A little bit.
You gotta wait till you say that when Shane's on.
A little bit.
I'm going to be watching that episode.
I mean, I'll be like,
do you know, it's weird. The podcast thing, though, for me, it's like, and I was saying to Ben earlier, I've done thousands of interviews, right? And with those, generally, I don't know what people know at home, with interviews, generally, obviously, you go on to promote something, and you're given key messages. So it might be that this show goes live at such and such. You know, you get certain key messages out. Yeah. Whereas this is just you sit down and shoot the breeze. And so there's no homework you can do on that, if you like. So I just come in and go, oh shit. So you got any stories about this? And you think, shit, I can't remember any. And then the moment you come off air, you go, oh my God, I could have told you about that, that. But you forget all of that, don't you? And it was really weird to me when we first started doing this evening, this afternoon. Jeez, it's gone into the evening already.
Time is moving on.
And nearly 5 o'clock.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow, we've been on for like, I don't know.
20 minutes?
Yeah, like I said, my maths is shit. We've been on for like 5 minutes. It was. You have to find your feet with it, and go like, which you boys obviously have done a few now, and you know where you're at. But to me, I was like, how do I it's almost like it's not an interview. It's just we're just talking shit to start with. So it's just finding that.
Do you know what? I think you'll relate to this. This is amazing, and that is like, I think the thing about this podcast is the one thing I can take out of today. What you've just said. When we went to My Dream Machine, I was nervous about doing that thing when you said
I was shit me pants,
and you were like, can you come on and help us out doing this live at 5, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we normally do the pre-recorded videos, you can take out shit. We'd never done anything live at that point. This isn't even live, it's pre-recorded obviously. And we were like, but anyway, we did it and I really enjoyed it, and we'd be throwing the basketball and we're doing the spinning stuff, and and it was all good. Now you saying, oh, you didn't know what to expect on this. What you did, you were doing it live. And I know in theory this is sort of like live because nothing gets cut out. But for you to say, oh yeah, you're a bit like thinking, and it's the same with us now. We're dead natural, not dead natural, but we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Press record and we just talk shit. You don't even realise the camera's rolling half the time. We've had it where we've actually I forgot. We've been having a conversation. We're like, just sat there like you're in the pub. Oh yeah, shit, the camera's rolling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you saying that's really like an eye-opener to me, how our tables have turned, as in the fact of, not because, but you're not in it anymore, are you? You're not doing the recording. But you was talking to like thousands of people live on the show and stuff like that.
20.
Yeah. Talking to absolutely no one. It's like my mum on there. It's like my mum and me now. And I was
hi,
like,
Nathan. Hi. All right.
Do you know, it was weird. To start with, I shat myself on it though, because I didn't know what to do. And I remember Shane was like, what are you doing? Because with the first time we went live, I was waiting for people to come on. But you don't realise when that video is then uploaded, there's 5 minutes of you just sitting there looking at the camera.
What do I say? Fuck's sake. Why have I got to do this again, for fuck's sake? Now, where's the script?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. And so it was very nerve-wracking. But But the one thing with that was it was very, if you like, it was more what I was used to because it was like interviewing. So whether I was interviewing you guys on there or I was talking about a car or something, it was not that it wasn't scripted, but it was. I knew that there was an agenda to everything. If you like, we're going. There was a beginning, middle, and end of what I had to get out.
To what it was. Yeah.
Whereas this, you go, cool, let's sit down and chat. And you go, that's so new to me. It's just my first podcast, but hopefully, like first of many. Hopefully,
Fingers crossed.
I mean, if we can drag these out, then we can definitely come back here.
If we can drag these out, I love the enthusiasm we put into this. Yeah, we'll drag these out.
What I meant by that is normally I'd keep the abuse going because you like said that, but when we drag them out at home, if we can keep these dragging out on our own, because we do the ones in the garage. If we can drag shit out talking about stuff, surely, I mean, what are we, 6 in, just me and you?
Yeah.
So, and we're doing one again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that'll be 7. I mean, it's okay when you're on because you're talking to us and stuff, but it's just our week to week. Yeah. I mean, how many times can you think about stuff? We've got loads. I mean, life is long, isn't it? You know what I mean? Unless you was like, a teenager. I'm 50 this year. You're 40.
And the rest.
And it's just
Fuck
like,
off, mate.
We've got 90 years of like experience. We've got some stories and stuff. And obviously you're 40, aren't you?
Yeah, just turned, yeah.
To be fair, you look 30, mate. I'll be on that. Are you getting the beers?
I'll drink to that. Honestly, the whole thing about hitting 40, and obviously you was at the birthday. Lee, you didn't turn up, which was really annoying because I had to pick up the bar tab then.
Well, I mean, why didn't I? I can't remember why I didn't come.
Because you knew you'd have to pay.
I can't remember why I didn't come, actually.
I know there was a reason. It wasn't just that reason.
You did say you were doing something though, rearranging your sock drawer or something way more
something
important.
Like that, yeah.
Knicker drawer.
I don't know what he was doing. But
I might have been at the sex club that night, and I couldn't rearrange.
Yeah. No loitering as well.
Too many.
You were loitering in the sex club.
I had too many trannies to sort out. I tell you what, if I heard a tranny going, oh yeah, I mean, I'd be running for the hills.
Like a fucking tromp on hot chips, you, mate. Where's the camera? Where's the fucking camera?
This age thing, though, honestly, I never saw the thought. No bastard ever told me growing up. I was like, everyone goes, it catches up with you quick. I've lived quite a mad life, and I know we haven't touched on a lot of it because I've forgotten most of it. I've done quite a lot of stuff, and I've been very, very fortunate. Traveled the world driving crazy cars and doing all this weird stuff. But all of a sudden, I was like, shit, I'm 40. And I should be an adult at that point, and I'm still so far away from it.
Oh, you're fucking miles away from an adult, mate.
On my 40th birthday.
It's not a bad thing.
This is how bad it is, though. I came in on my 40th birthday. There was a fruit delivery here. And there was I shouldn't even say, I'm going to make a dick of myself. There was a cucumber and 2 oranges. So I thought it was very funny to just put them on the bar in the style of a cock and balls. And as I did it and laughing to myself, standard shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fucking 40 today, and I've made a cock and balls out of a cucumber and oranges. Like, I thought I should be married with kids and a white picket fence and a big house like you got, Lee. Not as big as that, but
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is, at 50, it doesn't get any better.
That was 15 years ago, though, wasn't it? It should be a sound now.
Fuck off. We need to change that camera. Yeah. So do you know what he's saying about you feel immature at like 40, you've got to grow up, right? The thing is, I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about.
So that's the problem when you get to 65. You start fucking forgetting what you're talking about mid-sentence.
That's the problem. In it, mate.
In it.
Can we get onto something like some more stories?
Yeah.
Let's go car related. So, do you know what? C63. You boys have bought a C63, right?
We have.
I think they're a sick car. I'm big into a C63.
Do you know what? They sound amazing.
Bang average.
That startup, because this has not got the Audi badge on. Do you know
what I do it now just to wind
Have you got a deal with Audi?
No, I just do it now to wind people up because I find it funny now.
Yeah, he's got an Audi dildo.
Why has it got to go sexual? Everything, no matter what we do, it's sex clubs.
This is taking us back to being children at 40 years old. Like
that is what it is, but I can't help it. You know what? 50 years old, I ain't never going to grow up. When I'm 60, I'm still going to be as immature as
5 years ago.
Fuck off. Look, at the end of the day, right, I can't help it if you're catching me up quicker than I'm getting ahead.
Obviously, that's never
it's just like
happen, is it?
Every year you're going 2 years. So by the time I get 60, you'll have caught me up. You'll be 60 as well.
Literally twice my age.
I'm not twice your age.
All right, 65, so minus a year.
How old are you? 40, right?
33.
I'm 50. I'm 10 years in front.
You're fucking well old.
Nathan, you're 40. Yep. So basically, if you average it out, we're all the same age, aren't we?
I
We're
go
all
with
the same. We're all the same.
When he started driving, he was shoveling coals into fucking cars and shit. That's what he was doing.
Right. Can we get onto some like sick stories?
You try with it.
Let's get into some
I've heard the kids say this once. Let's talk about some sick stories. Fuck off.
About C63s, right? Are we on it?
Spat that everywhere.
Fucking hell.
Are we on it now?
Yeah, fine, yeah. Sick Zimmer frame over there.
I was just thinking about Zimmer frames now. I can't tell that
Carbon
story.
fibres in it.
It is, bruv.
I got my mate. They're from Yorkshire, so I call them Kater and Paddy Bastard because everything's bastard, right?
Yeah.
So they're all going down Bastard Road, going down Bastard Shop. But for my fault, they bought me an OAP starter kit, and in that is a blow-up Zimmer frame.
There you go. It's exactly what Dawson needs here.
Don't give him any fucking ideas. I mean, to be fair, he don't even get me a card.
No,
Bastard.
fuck that.
You know, we look after him on his birthday and stuff like that. Just be nice to him and stuff like that. You know, he gets us fuck all. You don't even get a card. You don't even get misses a card. No one gets a card. In fact, you don't even know what a card is, do you?
No, I don't get me missus a card. I don't do cards. Do you know why I don't do cards? Because they're fucking shite. They go in the bin, don't they? Waste of money.
I'll go with you on that. I don't think I've ever bought a card. I don't,
Waste of money.
I don't do cards.
I'm not winning this one. Let's move on. Anyway,
No cards.
C63s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got a C63. I love it. It's a daily driving car, auto, and you just get in it, you start it up, cold start, it's brilliant, you drive it down. It's not the most exciting to feel drive. It's a bit soft and it's a bit lazy because it's a big V8, right? But you can't argue. They're good fun.
I think they're surprisingly quick, aren't they?
They are, yeah. But you don't feel like you're going quick. It's a weird, because you hit, like we was out in the Clio on the track, and the Clio's like 180 horsepower, and it sounds like it's going 200 mile an hour, but it's not. The C63 is 450 minimum, but you feel like you're in an 180 horsepower car. So if you were like, it's all about noise, because these C63s are like, and then, you know, they don't sound great, do they?
Just do that noise for us again.
They don't sound great, do they?
I think you bought the wrong C63, I'll be honest.
What amazes me is how funny we find stupid shit now we're a couple of beers in. Like, make that noise, and they're all giggling.
A couple of beers in. This is about 4, isn't it?
We're more than that.
Yeah. Well, you're catching up. You've been having some in-betweeners downstairs, haven't you?
Like, long gone as the apple juice at the start, me trying to be all good.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Thanks, lad. You ruined my life.
That's it.
But on a serious note, you love that C63, don't you?
I do actually love it because it was a cheap car. Well, saying cheap, it's 16 grand. 16 and a half. 16 and a half. Spent some money on it. It'll probably stand me at now, I don't know, 18 grand or something like that. But it's still got a Pong inside. Someone's been smoking like 700 fags a day in it for the time it's been alive, so 10 years. So I put this stuff in it, and it's still got a bit of a Pong in it. It's not the end of the world. You noticed it, didn't you? Because we went out the other day.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah. So anyway, I can sort that out. Took it on track. It was pretty quick round track, but it's a daily drive, and the RS4 was quick round track.
Yeah.
But the thing with the C63 is you get in it, and it's because it's auto and it's pretty comfortable, really, when you think about it. That car is a stock car with stock suspension. So it's 150,000 miles, not far off. So someone's been doing motorway shit in it. I mean, we've been out in the RS4. The RS4 it's a lot more uncomfortable than doing 100. Which, if you're going to do 150,000 miles in, you probably do it in the in the C63.
Yeah.
Just because of the comfort.
Yeah.
So it's a good all-around car. But if I was going to take a car on a road trip, then I would probably, if you said to me, right, we'll do and bring it onto the Cannon Run. You know, we've been in. You know, Jay said, "Do you want to come on the Cannon Run?"
Yeah.
And if 4 people want to get on it, 4 cars,
we can come with you.
We can come with you for free.
Yeah,
so if you want to get on it, let us know. We'll hook you up, mention us, and then we'll go on it in a car. But if you're going to do a Cannon Run trip, C63.
I did it. I did a portion of the Cannon Run in a C63. Funny enough, that's why I was asking you about yours.
A W204.
I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. No idea.
What reg was it? Was you that pissed you don't even remember?
No, do you know I wasn't even pissed. I'm gonna say 14 plate.
All right, so that's the next gen.
Is that the newer one?
I think so. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say that I might be wrong.
Are they the 4 litre twin turbo V8?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was a monster.
Yeah.
And do you know the Stelvio Pass, which was
yeah.
Top Gear voted it the best road drive.
We've not been on it, but yeah, I know. Yeah.
Basically, all that happened for me that night, it was just cool as shit. We'd flown out to do a bit of the basically. Okay, I won't keep you too long on this story, but
Hey, we're here.
myself and Shane
carry on.
went along with like Dapper Laughs and Bagsy and stuff. We went to the launch party down in London of the Canaman, wherever it's going through Europe. And we got so pissed and partied too much that we couldn't go the next day. So we had to wait, and then they flew us out. And so we landed in, I can't even remember wherever the Stelvio Pass is, in Switzerland or Italy or wherever. Yeah, one of them.
It definitely ain't in Warrington. That's what I can.
It was a long way from here. And I got stuck in the back of, so that, a lot of the time they go, jump in with him. So we kind of flew out and all jumped in these random cars. And I'm in this C63. And the dude was all over the shop in this thing. Like, he was getting scared. We were pulling 150s down the motorway. And, when he's lifting off big time in the middle of the corner, I can feel it. And how he stayed on the road, it was a bit of a miracle. But we got to this petrol station just before the Stelvio Pass. And there was, so myself, I was in the C63 passenger. There was Bagsy, he was in a 458 Italia Ferrari. And Nigel, who's a pro drifter as well, was in a V10 R8.
Big Nige.
Yeah, Big Nige.
Go on, Nige.
And they said that these three lads that own the cars were talking, and after a bit they came over and said, look, lads, we got 3 pro drivers there, and we're about to go on the best driving mode in the world, it's been voted as. Will you drive our cars that we feel it's a bit wasted? And we're like, yeah, sure, no problem. How hard do you want us to go? And they were like, give it some.
Fucking send it,
yeah,
mate.
Yeah, that's it. This is sending it.
Yeah.
So you know what it's like. Nigel's gone off in front, and Bagsy's gone second. I'm in the last, third place. Right now, I've gone off last. And whoever's at the front is setting the pace, and Nigel's pinned it because Bagsy's sticking to him. Like, we all just pushed each other, and it got disgusting, man. Like, going up that Stelvio, but to the point the guy that's in the passenger seat's climbing the back. I'm coming into corners, braking with both feet, and thinking, fuck. But if Bagsy didn't turn, it's good job Bagsy knows what he's doing, because if he went out the way, I was in the back of him, and he got a little bit silly.
And these roads, you don't know where the corners are.
So this is the hairpin up.
It's hairpin.
Yes.
We put it this way: we got that much. The 3 of us. It's very, very short. It's a couple hundred meters than a hairpin. 3 of us overtook an Aston Martin, or he thought he was going for it, and 3 of us overtook him just between the 2 hairpins. It was getting nasty, to the point all 3 of us, we're all pro drivers, we've all been around the block a bit, all 3 of us stood at the top, had a big hug and said, let's never do that again.
That was stupid.
Yeah, it got well out of hand.
I don't want to bring it up, but you're all drifters and stunt drivers and precision. You haven't got race licenses though, have you?
No, have you boys?
So
Have we fucking
we've
shot?
we've got certificates for that shit, surely.
Yeah.
We've got a box full of them there.
Self-certified.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're an evil GT racer.
Let's be honest, right? No, being all serious, right?
Yeah.
You go around a racetrack and someone says, here's your certificate for fucking driving dead quick round a racetrack. Who the fuck are they to give you a certificate?
I don't know.
We can give that shit to ourselves. I can say, Ben went out on the track and I'll big you up here. It's took about fucking 2.5 hours, right? He has made a massive, increase. I mean, he can drive fast anyway, but on a racetrack, he was a bit shit at the beginning. When we went round,
Even shitter.
even shitter, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, everything was on it, braking at the right times, hitting, in my opinion anyway. I ain't a professional driver or anything, but I know I've been round enough to know when you're in the passenger side, it's easier to see, oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. And he's only been on the track 3 times, haven't you, as a driver?
Yeah.
And that's all it's taken. Thing is, I could say, there you go. The only thing with a race license to me is it's knowing the etiquette of what do you do when this happens, because he was I've just been black flagged.
Did you get black flagged?
Just ignored it. They don't fucking mean
It was that
you.
fucking bitch in his GT3 that got overtook, wasn't it? As a B7. Seen a bit. Oh, that never happened. I was holding my head. Never happened.
But it's that's the thing. We can give certificates out for ourselves, can't we?
Yeah.
We've got shitloads. He's self-certified technician of every manufacturer going, even Maserati.
This is an award-winning podcast. It's just it's awarded by evil GT.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
We've
of that
just
shit.
awarded.
It's a load of shit,
We've
isn't it?
awarded ourselves the best podcast in the UK,
Exactly.
at least.
And that's the thing. How do you gauge that? It's our own bullshit thinking we are great, which we are. We're
Yeah.
amazing.
I think it
Fucking
is.
bang
You know, I think it's a strong contender for the up there for the top 100 podcasts in the UK. How many are there?
So there's
Is there more than 100?
99.
Yes. Yes. I was glad you said that.
As long as there's only one, we'll be all right.
But on a serious note, that C63, you were massively impressed with that.
Hugely. It was just an absolute beast. The torque of the thing, like you could, if you stamped on the accelerator, you're not sure if the world's going to go backwards or the car's going forward. You know what I mean? Like it really had some poke. It was a funny car. It revs out very quick. Like it's almost a bit like a diesel. I found it didn't because it's V8.
Lazy
It's
V8.
It's got
like
a lot of
6,000
poke to it, but 6,000.
Yeah.
You're almost expecting to wring its neck, and you're going up a gear. But it's just an incredible machine, and I knew people that had owned them and said they're monsters, and it was the first time, and literally it was the first time sending up the Stelvio Pass, and
Fair play. And you were chasing a 458 and a what?
and an R8 V10, and we were nose to tail the entire, like it was ridiculous. And listen, shout out to the Cannon Run boys, and that was a wicked gig, like that was unreal.
Well,
Yeah.
the Cannon Run, it's not a cheap trip.
No.
And we were saying that to Jay.
Yeah, it's well expensive.
But it's not just about the driving. We're doing a trip that is just about driving. We're just like going to do a drive. So you're just paying for hotels and like the getting across the channel, and it's cheaper. But the thing is, the Cannon Run, like I was saying to Jay last week, it's more of a networking event.
Yeah.
Like I met a guy on there, and I'm not even spoken about this, but
Mr. Shentz.
Mike,
50 Shentz.
50 Shentz, and he's on
joke.
Instagram.
His second name's Shentz, so his name's 50
Yeah, I
Shentz
love
on
that.
Instagram. What a legend. Do you know what? He is sound as fucking.
Yeah, he's
proper
sound.
Manchester.
Oh, he's a proper mank, yeah.
Fake
which I'm
tee,
fine.
fake tan.
Yeah, he's on it like
Ledge.
He's got an image, right?
Yeah.
But if you said to me he's got an accountancy firm, I'd be like, fuck off. He's got a fucking drug dealing firm. You know what I mean? He's driving around in a like a gangster RS6, but he saved me thousands on my tax return.
Yeah.
So no way.
It
So
was like 13 grand or something. How much was it in the end?
how much was it now?
About 13, didn't you say?
I can't remember. But
After he took his 90%.
yeah, he's taken his cut. It might have been actually, yeah. It might have
13
been.
bags.
It was a decent amount of
Yeah.
money. And the thing is, I went on that trip. I would never have trusted anyone. And because you spend the best part of 9 days socializing with someone, and I know 9 days isn't enough to trust someone, but we went down to his offices in Salford Keys and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's got a big operation. He's like massive offices, loads of people and everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't think I would have trusted anyone. But that's the thing. The Cannon Run, yeah, it was. When we went on, it was 6,000 plus the transport back. It cost us about 10 grand.
I think it was worked out about just over 9 grand, didn't we?
Yeah,
A lot of money.
by the time you spent all your money. But me personally, I got enough back. So I'm happy with that.
There is so many of those car runs out there, and I think where these boys did good, like obviously I know Jay, Wardy, and Tamara, and that, and I think where they've been real clever is one, they know how to party. They put on a proper event, and the party is next level. Hence, we
Lee
didn't
wouldn't
even
know,
make it
though.
on the start.
Lee wouldn't know.
Did you not do the party?
Nah, he
part?
goes to bed about 8:30.
I did the first one.
I went to bed about 8:30 in the morning.
I did the opening party, and then I thought I don't fucking want to do any more of these.
Do you know that's the worst bit for me? That they go, come on here. So we go. I do a party. Then you've got to sit in a car for 6 hours the next day. I'm like, I'm flying home. I can't deal with that.
Well,
So-
that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, like at our age now, you know, you're
65.
into like 40. I'm not far off your age, but he's all right.
Yeah,
he's
fucking shout me,
genuinely,
mate.
he's 34. He's still like
33. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was 34.
No.
Genuinely
No.
thought he was
You're
34.
33.
33 as he's stirring his fucking Horlicks
You want to see
over there.
33?
Yeah, I'm 33. Don't
He's
you dare.
full of shite.
You horrible bastard.
He's full of shit, isn't he?
Bastard. I love this northern. I love being up here for just that word. Bastard.
Oh, you bastard.
It's a bastard, Ralph.
You bastard.
Horrible southern bastard.
He's not even not. He's
Yeah.
from fucking Stoke.
Yeah, go take your face
I mean,
for a
Stoke-
shit.
That's self from here, isn't it, Stoke?
I mean,
It is,
Stoke's
but-
not even an area. If you said, "Oh yeah, we're from the northwest. There's like Stoke. It's not in the Midlands. It's not in the northwest.
Here's the Midlands.
It's not though.
It's
even the
fucking the
Midlands.
Midlands.
Even the fucking Midlands don't want to be associated with Stoke. They're like, we're from the middle. It's like, fuck Stoke off. Let's get it out of
No.
the area.
No man's land is where you're from.
Stoke is the dog's bollocks. The people from Stoke are mint. The actual city itself, I'm from there, so I can say it. The city's a shithole. It's got 5 towns in it. It's a shithole, but the people are mint.
Yeah, it's a city. It's got 5 towns in it. What's the best star hotel in there?
Do you punts? What a thing to come out.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying to have a look.
He's changed.
He said this to me before. He was like, you know what, Stoke's a right shithole.
It is.
He said, all this, the highest star hotel is 3-star. And I'm like,
I said that.
yeah, you fucking did before.
Ben, this podcasting's gone right to your head, hasn't it?
You did, you're full of shit.
It's took a right
You did.
turn, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I said,
look at you, 3-star. Won't say a 3-star.
Who the fuck stays in a 3-star?
and he said, I said, they got a Premier. Everywhere's got a Premier Inn, right? Or a
I don't think
Travelodge.
Stoke has. Not that I know of.
And he's like, no.
It's not got anything decent. The one we stayed in was when I went to my mate's birthday in Hanley, and it weren't great. I'll be honest. The hotel weren't great, mate. No.
So,
I asked Domino's if they come and deliver, and they're like, nah, fuck that.
well, Domino's from out of town.
No, Domino's.
There's
was
no
in
Domino's in Stoke, is there?
Town. No, they didn't want to know. And for those who, I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was opposite ST1. I don't know if ST1 is still there. Might not be. But for those who don't know what ST1
is that the postcode for Stoke? Town centre?
Yes, it
City
is.
centre?
ST1 was a...
ST1 sounds like that thing you had to go to the clinic that you had.
Are you sure that one's a
Those of
one and not an I?
No, it was probably a smaller version of where you went in Liverpool.
Oh, the sex club.
Yeah. Do you know what was funny about that place, right? So, my dad was a doorman on another club in Newcastle under Lyme, the Stoke version of Newcastle, right? And it was a bar called Lace. So he was a doorman on there, and we used to go in because his name was Disco, his nickname. The guy who worked behind the bar, he used to do us bottles of beer for £1. So we used to go in and we're like fucking like this with beers to try and get a few down you before you went on to pay £3 or £4 for a bottle of beer.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get that from here.
Yeah, fucking right.
We've got the big bill coming out of there.
Yeah. I'll have
paying for your apple juice.
£9. I think I don't know the rules, but it's like £9 a pint here or something.
Okay.
Wouldn't surprise me in Knutsford, to be honest.
You can have that back there, Nate.
It's £4.50 right there.
But so it was a good time, right, when I was a kid, and you got to know a lot of the girls in there. Purely, it weren't off the basis of you going in there to let. It was my dad worked on the door, and I used to get cheap beer. So you used to take your mates in there, and it was like, looking around like fucking hell. There's women with the chebs out everywhere, and it was different.
Chebs?
Have you heard that before?
Never heard chebs. I was like, is that a northern thing, chebs?
I've never heard that before.
Chebs? You have.
No. Only to you said.
Chebs? Yeah. Must have done.
It's the sort of word that you know exactly what it means straight away, but like I've never heard it before.
Never heard that before.
Well, yeah, so they got the titties out. And well, my dad used
I've heard that.
Well, it is a club.
Titties.
It is a club of that
Yeah, it was that kind of
sort of
establishment.
quality.
But after my dad finished, right, ST1 used to be open. I think it was till about 6 a.m, so I'm sure Lace used to close at about 2 or 3 o'clock. And then my dad used to finish there and then go to ST1. He knew a lot of the doormen on there, and just through work and stuff. And it was in a different place. Obviously, it was Newcastle to Hanley. But I remember being stood at the bar once, right, and I was ordering my beers, and my dad was chatting to one of the other doormen there, and it was all sound. And I had a tap on the shoulder, and I was like, "Do you want to dance?" In ST1 this was. And I turned round, and no joke, it was a girl that was in my form at high school. But when you look at somebody and you go, fucking hell, like I didn't realise. When you recognise a voice and you turn around.
What did you say? Where's your school uniform?
No, I did not. That's fucking creepy.
I thought you were going to say it was your dad.
Oh, I've got another story about that. That's even worse. And
I actually thought the same.
You've never met my dad, right? I'll tell you about the story in a minute.
You've seen him on YouTube, haven't you? Curb Assassin.
Oh, no, do you know, I've not
With
seen
a handlebar moustache.
With a shit tash.
Okay, yes. Okay, yeah.
I've got another story about that.
And not just because of the shit tash. That was
No, it's sad. But yeah, so it was a girl out of my form in school when I was a kid, and even after I was like, oh, no way, blah, blah, you know, fucking hell, as if it's you. And she was like, so you're coming for that dance or what? And I was like, no, I'm fucking not. It's well weird. It weren't that long ago that we was fucking doing maths together. That's weird, that, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And you say my sex club story is weird. That's fucking weird, that.
I've got a more weirder story than that, though.
Come on.
So in Lace, they had a Christmas.
I know this story. This is fucking mental.
So you've never met my dad. This story would probably make more sense if you'd have met my dad, because you'd be like, oh yeah, I can probably see that actually happening, yeah. But we was in Lace and it was a Christmas party. And we went in and there was different doormen on, and my dad was part of the thing, and I was like his sort of, he didn't have a missus at the time, and I sort of was like his plus one kind of. He's like, do you want to come for a few beers? I knew most of the people in there anyway, the girls and stuff, and disco behind the bar. So I was like, yeah, sound. So we went there anyway, and the guy on the door, his name was Ben as well, and he was chatting away, and I got me back to the stage with a pole. And I was having a beer and I was chatting to
How was you having a beer?
I was having a beer. I was having a beer. I was just having a beer, as you do, Christmas party and all that. And Ben turns around to me and goes, fucking hell, look at the blonde there on the stage. And in a split second you think, I know everyone that works here, so who the fuck could that be? Because some of the girls, even though they weren't working, it's just like natural. It was just like a natural thing. They was all just fucking getting the kit off. I don't know why. Even though it was a strip club, it was all staff and, that was working in there. So in a split second, I was like, who the fuck? Why are they working? That's fucking weird. But obviously, being a heterosexual male, look at that fucking blonde on stage. And he was like,
homosexual.
Wow. I fucking turned round, obviously. I was like, oh, there must be a fit blonde here on stage. Turned around, and me dad is stark bollock naked, upside down on the pole. No joke, his legs are fucking up here and he's upside down. As I turned round, he lost grip on the pole, slid down it and twatted his head on the floor, nearly knocked himself out. But this is
how old are you at this time?
I'd probably have been about 19, something like that. I'd say 19, 20,
so
something like
that. Your dad's would have been around 40.
Yeah, probably would have been around that kind of age. Yeah,
I'd never do anything like that at this age.
That's
start bullet naked. But then I found out later on that he was like, if I come to the party, I'm getting fucked up and I'm getting naked and I'm
fucking
sliding down your pole.
Bang on, yeah.
Let's
do it.
Yeah,
let's fucking take your clothes off and go on a pole.
Can you imagine as a child seeing your dad? And when I say start bullet naked, he didn't have a pair of Y fronts on. The whole lot was out.
Your dad is an absolute hero. One thing, these microphones are really, really good, and they pick up with my stomach is rumbling like mad. I'm just worried if it's picking up, and I was like,
it's not picking it up. Don't worry.
Okay, then can we edit that bit out where I mentioned it? Then
yeah,
I'm like,
starving.
Jesus Christ, my stomach's making weird noises.
So that's why I'm drinking Guinness. It fills you up.
Well, that's the thing with this podcast. This is definitely 100% the longest one we've done.
Yeah,
and
let's keep going. I'm ready to make it
split it up into two.
I'm all for, like, if people want to listen to it, which I don't know why you would, listen to us. That's different. You've got some good stories. Us is just the old shit. We just recycle the old shit. But if we just go on until we go on.
Yeah, I'm drunk. I don't give a shit where we go now.
Till our belly's full of beer.
Because people said, do a pissed up podcast. So we're actually... we're on our way, aren't we? We're not we're not stumbling around. We can still see the record button and the camera and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll just carry on. But there's loads of other stories to talk about. There's like so many, and I don't think you can do it all in this time anyway.
And you know what it is? For me, I'm right. Forgetful. Let's make no mistake. I've just hit 40. I'm forgetting everything. But
I'll get to 50.
I know
you won't remember what
I know I've
yesterday.
done a bit of a life, and a lot of people are like, that's mad, some of the stuff. But it's actually just thinking when you're on the spot and you go, do you know, I can't remember anything. I'm like, I can't remember going to school for a bit, and then I've done a few countries and done some weird shit.
Talking about putting you on the spot, I heard a conversation before, and you said you've got a new missus and she's banging.
Oh, I heard this.
No, now you're
Come on,
throwing me
I need
under
to
the
see-
bus
I
because she'll
need-
be watching this.
No.
She won't be watching this
She's
shit.
not paying us £3.
And
Let's
to
have
be
a look at
fair,
this Instagram.
£3, you get to see this shit.
I know,
Listen,
yeah. I'll be the judge of that.
I'll tell you what, you give me the £3, I'll send you some naked pictures of her.
Seriously?
No, I won't.
You said
£3.
she's
What's your bank details?
No, yeah.
sweet.
Listen, no new misses. I've been on a few dates with a girl lately, actually. Yeah, she's cool. So, like, I've got to be really careful what I say now.
Would you baff her?
My mum's going to watch this. This is really awkward.
Is your mum going to pay us £3 as well?
Yeah, of course she is. Yeah.
Go on,
If
go
I'm on it, she'll pay you whatever you want.
Nathan, this is fucking exclusive.
I know, yeah.
Even we don't get to see it because we don't pay our £3, do we?
No.
We're not paying for this shit.
Right.
So this is
Do
exclusive.
you have to pay £3 to watch it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to because I didn't pay £3. I've watched it. I've watched them on YouTube.
I
Yeah.
guessed. I mean, to be fair, it's only
I've
you.
just,
So we
have I
might-
just told people how to bootleg this.
Cheapskate.
it's only Nathan, so we might give this one away for free. But
You won't be able to give it away. You'll have to give people the £3 back to watch it.
I am intrigued to know what this bird looks like, though. Have you got her on Instagram?
I have. I'll bring her up in a second. My phone's over there, and yeah, she's no because you're going to show.
I can bring her up right now.
No way.
Why?
It's Oh my god, I'm gonna have to call her straight after this.
you
If you
are.
watch this.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
No, you know what? It's,
Yeah.
I've been on a few dates with a girl, and she's well. What can I say? She's nothing but a very lucky girl.
She's
How?
from Knutsford.
She's not. She lives just a little bit out of town.
Right.
Just, so not far from here.
That's so vague.
But, yeah, of course it
What's a
is.
shit house? Come on, mate.
I'm saying no.
I want to ask one
I'm
thing.
going bright ready. I can feel it.
Do you
I know it's going to be bad.
do you want me to get your phone so
No,
you can show
definitely
everybody?
Yes, I need to
Because-
see this shit.
All I'm going to say is this is an exclusive podcast, and only our Patreons, our
Yeah.
paying Patreons. Thank you very much for paying for this podcast
Yeah.
and just being a member of the podcast family. Only 135 people are going to see it
Exactly.
if you pay £3. So that's not a lot of people, is it?
No.
Let's be honest.
Do you know what happened? Like, it will bite me in the arse at some point.
How?
Listen, I'll gladly show you boys, but if I put her name, do you know what? Because also knowing what my life is like, by the time when does this go
fuck
out?
this.
How long till this go? How
Don't
long
know.
till this goes out?
Go and get the phone. Come on.
Because there's every opportunity she'll bin me by the time this
Nah,
comes
fuck
out.
that. Just cover her name up, but we need to see. You know, we need to see. Here we go.
This is the holy
I'm down.
the holy grail of phones. This has got all. Oh yeah. Good luck. I'm sure you'll smash it,
Who's that from?
Claire.
Oh, hi Claire.
Go on, girl.
Look at
You
this.
need you need to turn off your notifications.
No, I can't. Oh, hold on. What am I doing?
So I just want to say. I mean, it doesn't
on,
have
say
to be
it.
at camera, but you'll know
You
from
can
my
show-
you'll
Okay,
know from my reaction.
You can show us.
But you can't. No, read it. I can't.
No, we won't say a real name, and we won't. We'll just say what we think about her. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
We won't say any real names, so
I mean,
don't worry
we've got
about
two
it.
professionals here, haven't we? So
We are ever the professionals.
yeah.
There we go.
I'd
Oh,
definitely-
very classy.
I'd definitely back
Very
her.
classy.
Oh my god.
I know what you're thinking straight away, lads. She's punching, but she's a lovely girl.
Yeah.
Don't you? I can see you reading the name.
I'm trying.
All
I just wanted to try and add her on Instagram. That's all I wanted to do. I'd definitely baff her. Well done, Nave.
Can you answer this one question truthfully? And I'm only going to ask one question. Was it Tinder?
Bastard.
Tinder bastard.
So that's a yes. Then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of.
She was on Tinder. What the fuck for?
But are you not more surprised that I was on Tinder?
No.
This creepy old bastard. Yeah. Do you know what? This one. This one. No, now she's going to watch this and go, "What? How many
Right.
others?"
Can I just give you my advice for being 10 years older than you, right?
At least.
Looking good, yeah. Nice looking, young, middle age, whatever. How old is she?
Mid-30s.
No, 31.
Fucking hell is she?
Right.
More
Okay.
my age than yours, Nate.
Well, younger than you, lady, right? Younger than you, lady. All I'm going to say is, right, if she's not everybody's as angelic as they might seem. Get the backstory first. Don't fuck yourself over thinking someone's going to be amazing. There's a reason she hasn't got someone now. She's had about 13 years of being in the adult dating.
Or 24 years if you go by Ben's
Fucking hell.
maths.
I
I
don't
think
want.
you just need to stay single there, Nate, by the sounds of that. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to see. The thing is, for you, is I class you as one of my friends.
He's
you know,
literally
no-
got two now.
I wasn't actually pointing at you then. I'm just saying he's a
Down to
dickhead.
one
I
already,
wasn't
down to one
counting
already.
me in that.
And I don't know if you're being a dickhead in relationships or the other person, but if you're being genuine, like, I don't want you to be hurt, genuinely.
Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah. Thanks very much.
No, I'm being serious, right? Because I am a sentimental person, right?
It's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the punch. Right, this is the setup. I'm waiting for the punchline to come in.
So, right?
So what you're saying is fuck her off before she does something stupid.
Because what you don't want to be doing at 50 is trying to get a relationship with a 31-year-old. It's fucking much harder.
Really? I'd
You
be
can't fucking
happy
talk.
with that,
No,
mate.
Hold on. Earlier on was you're still 30 and she was 15.
Exactly.
Fucking definitely did not happen.
Exactly
Whoa.
right, mate.
Let me just put this shit out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put this shit straight. That definitely didn't happen.
No, what was the age gap when you got together with yours?
17 years.
17 years.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Are you fucking messing?
Actually, the age gap was actually older than the actual person. The age gap was 17 years. She was 15.
This is unbelievable.
Actually, she wasn't 15. She was 15 and 3/4.
Oh, right.
That's what he keeps saying when he goes to the police station,
No.
getting questioned over it.
No, that that definitely did not happen.
Oh, lads,
At
this
all.
went dark. This went dark.
I don't know if I need to actually set this record straight.
You don't.
I don't know how.
Let's just carry it on future podcasts.
Your audience knows full well.
Look, right.
Yeah.
I'm a
You
nonce.
did that.
Cheers,
Hey.
mate.
The thing is, you're not on the database, so all is well. I mean, you got away with it. Do you know,
I
like you
did.
got away with crashing shit
Yeah.
and no one's seen it. You got away with crashing shit and no one's seen it.
And it's going to be teeth.
Yeah. I mean, when she was 15 now and she was bent over and you were like,
And the difference is, I could have gotten a little bit of trouble. You could have got in a lot of trouble.
I'd have been fucked. Definitely.
I'm
This
only-
never happened, by the way. I just need to fucking straighten this out right now.
I'm only joking. I
I
like
can't
winding-
believe how bad this has got.
See, the thing is, the way you wind me up about shit, you
I
don't
know.
think there's going to be any repercussions.
No.
There fucking will be.
I tell you what's happened here. I've lost my career because it's like, he crashes shit and there are parties everywhere. You're down as like some like Charlie Chester now. So we both lost our
Massive
careers
nonce.
here. At least come away with this going, oh, right, that was a good podcast.
Hey.
My house is massive. I'm sound.
I'll be sat in these fucking million acres next in the summer, fucking rubbing my hands together while I fuck them two over. haven't I?
Yeah, that's it,
Sitting
innit?
there in his hot tub counting his money.
Fucking may as well have a steamroller.
Hey, hot tub. That is a fucking great idea.
I used to sell hot tubs.
Really?
Hot tub podcast.
Where did hot tubs come into skidding cars about?
Oh, it was so all the way along the line. I've tried to look to do something to kind of have get out of instructing basically, so I didn't have to do that all the time. And this was I must have been 25. That I came across. I started working for a guy who was a really good friend of mine. Started working for him. He had a hot tub business, and then I ended up setting up a shop for myself in Solihull, Midlands. You're right, yeah.
Do you know, I like
the proper Midlands.
I do like Solihull, actually. It's a nice
Yeah,
place, isn't it?
the
Posh
hot tub
there,
showroom
innit?
there for a little while.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's like Chester, isn't it?
Yeah,
Chester of the Midlands.
To be honest with you, I didn't see much of it. I was there, I was working. I was there for about a year doing it.
Right.
Do you know, that's the thing with Nathan's stories, isn't it? He's like, you see, he went all around the world driving cars, didn't really see much of it. I selling hot tub, I didn't really see much of it.
There's a bit of a trend coming in.
There is a trend, isn't
Yeah, I was pissed the entire time. I don't. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of the places I went to. Yes, but
You're the most well-travelled person that remembers nothing about
I
it.
think with Fast and Furious, and listen, there'll be, I honestly couldn't tell you, but I think we did something like 12 countries in 1 year, or maybe 14 or something like that. It was a lot. And I couldn't tell you which one was. I know.
Well, it's all about the experience, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a
The
great
memories.
time.
The
Listen, I had a
memories.
great time. I had no idea where I went. Or
Remember getting fucked up, just not in what country.
and it's Europe as well, so it all looks the same, doesn't it? Like you
Yeah.
go to one place.
It does,
it's-
yeah. Does every
the same
bar?
shit.
Every bar looks the
Yeah.
same.
You end up in an Irish bar somewhere in some European country somewhere, and that's why I went. I don't even need to go to Europe anymore. Just buy one.
End up abroad going, is there a fucking Wetherspoons here or not?
There's a spoons everywhere.
Not in fucking France, there's not.
Is it not?
No,
I've
they
never
don't.
been-
They don't have that kind of sense of humour, the French.
I've never been to France, so.
No, they don't.
But I think a great way to finish this podcast up, whether this will actually happen in the next 10 minutes, who knows? Since you left school, every job you did, no matter if you worked in a fucking corner shop at the weekend, every job from then So you left school at 15, 16-ish.
Yeah.
So 40 years now. Go on. Give us the...
Right. So as soon as I left, I was doing... I worked for my cousin, basically because I was too much of a little shit at the time. This was around when I robbed that lorry and stuff like that. My parents were split up and I was living with my dad, and he was working away, so he didn't want me to be at the house by myself all the time. So he got me working for my cousin, fitting double glazing, and I was away all week doing that.
That sounds like a shit job. Was that?
Yeah, that was a shit job. That was manual labour. I don't know if you've got this from any of the stories that I put out there. By nature, I'm a lazy prick. I don't like lifting shit. And
to be fair, you're that lazy, you can't remember where you've been.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I did this stuff, fitting double glazing, and I was just picking up windows and shit.
You were there for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, I can't remember. I worked in that factory for a little while, and that was building wiring looms for trams and trains. I was basically like a battery hand. That
sounds like fucking razor blades over here.
Yeah. Got a little electric screwdriver thing, and it was the same shit. It just comes down a conveyor belt. Then I got into instructing. This one's going to blow your mind, and it's just come to mind. So I was.
Does it involve a sex club?
No, but it's almost. It's equally as unbelievable to you.
Right, go on.
I left the company that I was doing teaching the motorsport for. They moved, and because I didn't have a driving license, I couldn't get to work there.
So you were teaching people how to drive cars fast, but didn't have a driving license?
Yeah, I was teaching rally driving to full-blown adults. I was 17 years old with no driving license. So I went to the job centre. I'm at the job centre. I said, I've just been doing instructing, motorsport instructor. And they went, well, we've got a job as a trainee fitness instructor. I went, that'll do. I worked in a gym as a trainee fitness instructor, eating pies and pizza. I think
I just snorted then.
It was ridiculous. I actually got an MVQ. I've completely forgot this in my life.
MVQ?
I got an MVQ in fitness instructing. Jason, the only machine I'm any good on in the gym is the vending machine. I forgot
and you've waited all this time to tell us that.
I forgot myself.
I did not a surprise, is
that
it?
Can't have lasted long.
So that lasted about 3 days. Hot tubs.
Enough to empty the vending machine.
I was really good on it. If you want, you just put a pound in, press the numbers. If you want real big gains, put £2 in. Bearing in mind, all this time though, I'd gone back to doing instructing as well. So I was always instructing, but I was freelance just teaching then. But I kind of trying to get something local. Then at this point, I've now got a driving license, and so I was doing more instructing. Then I went full time instructing. Then started doing the hot tubs. Where's that? I don't even know.
So at hot tubs, what age was you then?
Must have been like 25, 26. Okay.
Did you have to like show people how they worked?
No, but I'll tell you what we did do. The guy, when I first started working, so we had the showroom, and I'd go out into the local town, and we had a display one, and he imported loads of champagne, and he's going to kill me if he sees this.
What's his name?
Steve Blight. He's great. I still know Steve to this day. And so we had this big set of this big hot tub set up in there, and he'd imported all these cases of champagne and everything that you gave to the customers. So I'd go into the local town and like keys to that, and I'd be like, all right, girls, do you want to come back? And we go back, everyone's jumping in the tub, drinking all this champagne. He'd come in the next day, this hot tub looked like pea soup, champagne bottles everywhere. I'd lifted like I had a load of money, and I've got this hot tubs and all this sort of stuff, and I never paid for a penny. And he'd be like, I'm taking that out of your wages. And actually,
isn't it?
And I look back now and go, Steve, I never even got any wages.
That's it.
And he's still getting some like advertising now.
Yeah.
Marketing.
What's the hot tub company?
Oh, no, he doesn't do tubs. He came out of tubs a long time ago as well.
Fucking
Jesus, this was a real past life.
He got out of it because it looked like fucking, what was it, green, did you say? I wouldn't get fucking back into it either.
He didn't like it anymore when he got the sanitising bill for the hot tubs. All the DNA floating in there. You just get pregnant looking at them hot tubs. Oh, jeez, I can't even think what I did.
So at 25 years old, you had a bit of a, I can't be arsed.
Yeah, and even doing the hot tubs, it was never a normal job. We just used to, Steve and I were really close, and it was more of a party all like that all the time. I don't know if I ever did anything. I'm trying to think.
So you can't remember the last 15 years, basically.
Yeah,
that's
then
real.
I
Do you know what? That's a life, that, innit?
I went
You
full
can't
time
remember.
instructing after that, though. I was teaching, but for loads of different places and doing the odd TV show. So I started off, and my first real big production, I did Primeval, the TV series. I did some stunt driving for them.
Right.
And that,
Did
and
you have a
that
proper
was
driving
good.
license at this point?
Yes.
So you boxed that off?
That was when it probably really took off from 30. I started doing the odd TV show and stuff like that. And I did loads of adverts and shit like that. I remember doing adverts for Virgin and stuff.
So basically, the 25 to 30, some shit went down then. It doesn't want to talk about, does it? So let's leave that there.
Hey, I've done an advert.
I can't even remember. Oh, I'll tell you where I've done bits and bobs in the meantime. Because like stunt driving, but when I was instructing, it was very much feast or famine as well. But for a company, Tully's Farm, which is the biggest scare attraction, like a theme park, but people chase you with chainsaws at Halloween and stuff like that. The biggest Halloween event.
Is that the one in
down
Blackpool
south.
or not?
No, it's down south. It's right by Gatwick Airport.
Right.
And I love those guys.
It'll
They're
be
great.
soft down there, won't it? It won't be a proper one.
No.
It
They'll
was
say
nuts.
it's dead scary, but it's like, no, it's a bit
Scared
soft
me.
in it downstairs.
Run
Scared
by,
the shit out of me.
run by millenniums. You
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
you can't say anything to them.
Soft in it's southerners. Like, a bit
It'll be a cardboard chainsaw, won't it?
yeah, it won't be a
I
problem.
don't know. This
They'll
thing, it scared the
be running
shit
around
out of me.
going, be
No, I
running
was
around
working
going,
there.
that's this.
I tell you what, all I was excited about, it was two-stroke. It reminded me of karting. I was like, I just like the smell. Chase me.
You need to get back to the sex club on singles night. Yeah.
I don't. That's tomorrow night, isn't it? Singles night here.
Hey,
Game on.
So 30 years old,
Yep.
not to miss out the. So we know what you've done in the last 10 years. Really, you've done the stunt driving.
That's when it really
then-
took off, and I became, if you like, a full-time stunt driver, precision driver, doing TV shows and films and stuff. And then it was good, and then it really propelled from doing Dream Machine. So I started doing a bit of presenting as well. And
How did that come about? Did Shane just say, do you want to? You fancy doing this with us?
He was down south for a little bit, and he'd moved up north at this point. And he said, "Do you want to? Are you interested in becoming?" I was out in China doing the gig, and I spoke to him, and I was coming back from there. I'd had enough, and he said, "Do you want to be my co-presenter?" We went out for a few beers. He said, "Do you want to be my co-presenter on this new show?" And I was like, "I've never done presenting before," and he was like, "You'll be grand. Just do what you do." And it's literally I learned on the job. The first time we went live, did a thing, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've never known anything like it." And that was it. I just learned on the job and still shitted it to this day.
To be fair to you, the live show, I thought,
I was about to say the same
you were
thing. I
shit.
thought he'd been doing. No, I thought he'd been doing it. I was like, "Fucking hell, this guy." Cause
No.
the first time we met you, we didn't know fully what
Well, we
your
didn't know.
background
Yeah, we
and
didn't
stuff.
know you, did we?
So I was like, "Fucking hell, this guy's like a proper." This is without blowing smoke up your ass, by the way, because we've probably probably got a beer bill coming. But I actually thought, "Fucking hell, this guy is a proper presenter." Like
you were, like I was saying, we went on it thinking, fucking hell, we're a bit out of our depth.
Yeah.
We got that call, I think,
we
when
did.
we
he was in Dubai.
Matt, we were like,
remember Matt?
Matt.
He
Love Matt.
Yeah, he's top.
and we were like,
He messaged us, didn't he?
taking a piss. You want us to go on a fucking live show?
Yeah.
And we were like,
I've got a question for you about Dream Machine then, Matt.
Go on.
Does he dye his hair?
Oh, he's got to.
Because he's got a full-blown ginger beard and jet black hair.
Got to. Honestly.
you know me, open as it comes. I don't actually know. I've never looked at him like that.
Really? Black hair
seriously.
and ginger beard?
I can't say I've even noticed.
His hair's jet black and he's got a ginger beard.
I was filming there, 3 times a week. I was in that studio filming, and I love Matt. He's great. We had a great laugh, and he'd never tell me. He'd go, "No, don't dye it," and I was like, "Bullshit! Like, how can you have a full-blown ginger beard and jet black hair?" It was like Elvis on the top and Chris Evans on the bottom. It was,
I mean, I'd love to say fucking definitely 100%, but I can't actually say for sure. But yeah, I like Matt. He's a good
Yeah, he's
guy.
great,
He's
isn't
a
he?
top guy,
Yeah.
whether he dyes his beard or not.
Definitely. Sorry,
Which-
Matt.
I don't think he dyes his beard. He dyes his hair.
Yeah.
Well, he might like
Oh,
ginger.
yeah, you're not going to purposely
So-
dye your
Yeah,
beard.
you wouldn't dye ginger, would you?
No.
Hey,
So,
there's some strange people out there.
yes, yeah.
No
That's
offense to
one
any
thing I
ginger
can say.
Patreons you got. No offense to them, but
No, I'm just saying. I mean, people, if you ginger, you normally want to dye it a different colour.
yeah.
But you know,
What's up with
each,
ginger?
each to their own, innit?
What's up with
I
ginger?
mean, you're ginger, aren't you?
No, strawberry blonde. Moroccan sunset.
Auburn sunrise.
I mean, the hairs on your arse are definitely ginger.
No. How the fuck would you know that?
You told me you got rid of them. You went for one of them like
I tried my best.
special places.
Yeah.
I did try my best.
Yeah,
To
happy
get rid of
ending. The happy ending is I haven't got no fucking hairs on my arse anymore. I'm happy. Let's end it at that.
I think we need to.
Well, let's go and get drunk.
So
and
we've
eat some
got
food.
the full story now.
We have.
That's the end of the podcast, I think. Thank you for everyone for watching.
It's probably going to be a 2-parter. Surely to.
No, we'll do it as one. We'll do it as one. We're dead hard, aren't we?
Yeah, done.
If you're hard enough to sit through it, then we're hard enough to throw it out as one go.
Well, once I remembered some more stories, have me back on, guys. It's been a real pleasure for me. It's been great.
Thank you very much.
But I'll remember loads of stuff when we come off here. That's some cool shit, and then let's come back on and do this again. Get drunk.
I'll tell you what. If anyone's made it to the end, which we appreciate, well, it doesn't really matter anyway because you paid your money. We've took it off you, so whether you watch it or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? But if you want to see Nathan again, which we do, obviously, because we've got a few free beers. Because think about it. It's like what we've saved in money here in beers. That's like 3 people signing up on the Patreon.
It's like £7 a
4,
pint in here, isn't
5, maybe even 5, £9 a pint.
It's not £9 a pint. Just before that goes out, and Shane's on me. What are you telling people?
It's not £9
What
a
is
pint.
it? It's normal price, £5 a pint.
Yeah,
£8.95.
Which is about right. So yeah, if you want to see Nathan again, hear some stories. But if you do come back on, which we do want to do another one of these, have a think. What can we do it on?
Yeah. Because
we've had conversations with you. You got shitloads of stories, so we can do it on the next one.
Done.
Nathan, part 2. You don't even need a second name. You're that much of a legend already.
I think Mr. Nathan Part 2 needs to come on a YouTube video at some point.
Definitely, 100%.
Start skidding some cars about.
100%.
Boys, I'd love that. Let's do that.
I don't even know why we've not done it.
I don't know either.
I don't even know.
No, because Shane won't skid the RS3, so you'll skid it, though, won't you?
Yeah.
Of course I
Obviously,
will.
Yeah, of course you will.
But I want it on camera. I take no responsibility for any kind of damage.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's fine. We do it all the same. As long as it's not at a funny angle.
It was at a funny angle, Tyrone.
Thank you very much all for watching.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. See you later.
See you on the next one.